It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's news and views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
This is the Trump country. We live in the Southeast. We drink sweet tea. We don't drink socialist Kool-Aid. Yeah.
I'm a better looking person than Kamala.
How you conduct yourself in a democracy?
Oh, girl, baby girl.
Shut up, silly woman.
Joey Clark.
I look in the mirror and barely know myself. Lines growing clearer. I think I need some help. I swear. I'm going out my head. Feels like the world is falling. I'm going out my head. Destiny.
Thank God for another beautiful day. Hopefully it'll be a beautiful show and Montgomery needs a new mayor. Welcome into the program, folks. And looks like the Supreme Court of the United States is immediately started this fine, beautiful Thursday by helping out the president and his team, in particular on the issue of immigration. The Supreme Court on Thursday cleared the way for the Trump administration to remove legal protections from thousands of Haitians and Syrian immigrants in the United States, meaning they could be subject to deportation. The court, on a 6-3 vote on ideological lines, ruled in favor of the administration, which asked to continue with its plan to strip temporary protected status from about 350,000 Haitians and 6,000 Syrians. Now, my first guess at this, it says in the name here, temporary protected status. Like, we're going to protect you temporarily. Doesn't that mean like for a certain period of time? And probably not like a long period of time, like temporary is kind of short. Now, you could say our lives, ourselves are temporary. We are a blink in the eye of the whole warp and woof of God's creation and the passing of the universe. But like 70 years ain't temporary, not as far as a government program is. And that's, I guess, the irony here. Temporary, when it comes to a government program, it often means forever. So when the Biden administration gave over 350,000 folks from Haiti and some Syrians temporary protected status, they meant forever protected status. That's what they really meant. And just these mean conservatives on the court, they just don't understand. That's at least my common sense take on this. But writing for the majority, conservative Justice Samuel Alito said that judges overstepped their authority in second-guessing the administration's decision. The court also rejected a claim that the decision to remove protections for Haitians was discriminatory. The law in question expressly restricts courts from reviewing determinations made by the Department of Homeland Security on whether to terminate or extend TPS protections. Again, that's temporary protected status. Temporary. And the law itself, like, how did the earlier judges not expressly restrict? As for the claims of discrimination against Haitians, Alito said none of the statements cited by plaintiffs, including President Trump baselessly accusing people of eating people's pets. Oh, I remember that. They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. And everybody was so horrified until it became a TikTok hit, a true sensation on social media. Apparently, lesbians loved it. They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. I'm just reporting. I don't know. I don't look at TikTok. It's a portal to hell. But I remember that in the midst of the 24 campaign, and People made all sorts of fun hits out of it, and filming their pets, watching Trump say that. They're eating the dogs, and the dog's like giving the side eye, like, oh, crap. This is why I left China. I thought I had permanent protected status in the United States. But as for the claims of discrimination against Haitians, Alito said none of the statements cited by plaintiffs were overtly racial and insufficient to show that the termination of Haiti's TPS designation was based on the race of the Haitian people. Jeff Pipoli and Andy Tauber, who were lead counsel in the case before the Supreme Court, said in a statement that, simply put, the Supreme Court's ruling will directly result in thousands of innocent people dying violent, needless deaths. It's a bit dramatic. This decision will endanger Haitian TPS holders who fled their homeland in pursuit of what generations of immigrants yearned for when they made the painful decision to leave all they have known, to live in safety. Temporary, not permanent. Haiti does suck. And perhaps the administration won't send all 350,000 back. Maybe there are a few folks who have, say, asylum claims that are actually legit, and the Trump administration will hear them out. Generally speaking, bringing in 350,000 people because the country they're from really sucks, that doesn't seem like the proper use of a temporary program. Dalia Doe, a Syrian temporary protective status recipient and lead plaintiff in the case, said, today's decision is a devastating blow to me and thousands of TPS holders and our families who built our lives in this country in good faith. So you thought it was going to be permanent, even the program. This is why they call it just TPS. Because we don't want to be saying temporary too much like I'm doing right now. We are real people whose futures now hang in the balance. This is not simply a legal outcome. For us, it is the loss of stability, the fear of separation from our families, and the uncertainty of what comes next. So you assumed it would just be permanent. You're in the U.S., you get to stay forever. We are parents, workers, students, caregivers, and neighbors, and despite this disappointing decision, our contributions and our humanity remain unchanged. Yeah, nations are allowed to have borders. Nations are allowed to show who can be in the country and who can't. Contribute the dignity and magnificent dignity of your humanity in your country. And if the folks there in Syria or Haiti want to martyr you for your troubles, so be it. But again, it's interesting how the temporary program was treated like it was a permanent gate in the land of milk and honey called the United States of America. Last year, the Supreme Court in two separate decisions allowed the Trump administration to revoke the same kind of legal status from 600,000 Venezuelans in the U.S. The Trump administration argued in court papers that those actions set a precedent that lower courts should have applied to the Haitian and Syrian immigrants, too. Solicitor General John Sauer, arguing for the government, wrote that former Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem's decision to revoke TPS designations are not reviewable in court. The TPS program, in place since 1990, provides humanitarian relief to people from countries reeling from war, natural disasters, or other catastrophes. Recipients have legal status in the U.S. and can apply for work authorization for up to 18 months, subject to extensions. So again, it seems like the program in 1990, it was all about it being temporary. But again, temporary means forever when it comes to a government program run by a bunch of liberal boomers. But Noem concluded that Haiti and Syria no longer met any of the conditions for legal status, saying conditions in both countries have improved. The State Department currently tells Americans not to travel to either country, with both included on its do not travel list. Haiti has been under a state of emergency since March 2024 Crimes involving firearms are common in Haiti. They include robbery, carjacking, sexual assault, and kidnappings for ransom, the State Department said regarding Haiti. And there's all sorts of folks who are chiming in. Oh, the president and CEO of the NAACP said the ruling is a devastating betrayal of Haitian families who have lived, worked, and contributed to this country for years, only to be cast out based on anti-black immigration sentiment. The Supreme Court has given the green light to deport over 350,000 people, jeopardizing their safety, all while ignoring clear equal protection principles. It's a shame that this is the America we've come to be. As for Syria, the State Department says no part of Syria is safe from violence. Krish Omara Vignaraja, president and CEO of the advocacy group Global Refuge, said this is a deeply painful day for hundreds of thousands of families who have built their lives here lawfully, paid taxes, cared for our communities, and who now face the prospect of losing everything. Does nobody take the word temporary seriously? Anyway, as you can tell, I'm reading this from NBC News, so this is framed in a way of the mean Supreme Court actually applied the law as it's written. And the duly elected president of the United States and the people that he appointed to run the Department of Homeland Security, using the authorities built in the law, decided, yeah, we meant it when we said temporary. And now, well, that is just, for some reason, wrong. In a separate move taken as part of Trump's hardline immigration policy, writes NBC News, which was also allowed to go into effect by the Supreme Court last year, the administration terminated that Biden-era program that allowed 500,000 immigrants from 4 other countries, Cuba, Haiti, Nicaragua, and Venezuela, to remain in the U.S. while their claims were adjudicated. And of course, earlier this week, you had essentially folks that have been in the country, can't show they've been in the country longer than 2 years, can be deported without having to go in front of an immigration judge. So there's also that. 272-9228, that's the first thing that dropped this morning. You also have the press trying to get Marco Rubio to turn on J.D. Vance. It's in particular over the Iran issue. But there's all this chatter out there that Oman is going to work with Iran. Oman and Iran going to charge fees and tolls and stuff for transiting the Strait of Hormuz. And Oman just came out and said, we will not impose any transit fees. Rubio also then warned Iran that a Strait of Hormuz toll is a fantasy. And this in particular after the thing happened where the Senate, United States Senate, and even Rand Paul changed his vote. They had voted to essentially say the president can't go back and attack Iran if need be, like he needs to now get a true authorization from Congress. Well, after Trump had lunch with them yesterday, it turns out the Senate completely changed their minds on this issue. Yeah, Trump made a good point. I'm in the middle of negotiating with these folks that all y'all in the Senate say are crazy people that won't live up to their side of the deal. And now you want to tie my hands with the crazy people that the most important point of leverage I have? You want to take that away? Right in the middle of this? Are you trying just to screw up everything? So the U.S. Senate, a day after passing a resolution to halt U.S. military action in the conflict with Iran, has voted not to pass a similar war powers measure. The late night June 24th vote was 47 to 50 to 1. The swing in support of President Trump came after Trump paid a visit to the Congress earlier in the day to discuss White House policy with Senate Republicans, in particular talking about the SAVE Act, we've got to save America, and address concerns about the recent memorandum of understanding with Tehran. Trump also expressed his frustration with Senate Republicans who supported the Democrat-led war powers resolution on June 23rd, which passed in a 50 to 48 vote. In that vote, Susan Collins of Maine, good thing I'm running against a Nazi or I might be toast. Lisa Murkowski, I have nothing for her. Rand Paul. Yeah, I'm not surprised by that vote. And Bill Cassidy voted with the Democrats on that one. Meanwhile, Senators Mitch McConnell and Dave McCormick did not vote, while Democratic Senator John Fetterman voted with the Republicans. Good work, Senator Brett. McConnell is working from home this week after being admitted to a hospital, and McCormick was attending a Mack Trucks event in Pennsylvania with Trump at the time of the vote. So one guy's so old he has to be in the hospital. The other guy was out on the road with Daddy Trump. Although the resolution was not legally enforceable, as concurrent resolutions do not go to the president for signing into statutory law, it symbolized a strong congressional statement of opposition to the Trump administration's continued military options aimed at preventing Iran from acquiring nuclear weapons. Trump warned senators on June 24th that Congress had undermined his negotiating hand with Iran with the resolution. In the following vote, Paul and Cassidy changed their positions, with Paul voting present and Cassidy voting against. Collins and Murkowski maintained their positions, voting again with Democrats. Fetterman again voted in support of the president. Paul said on X, quote, this is Rand Paul, since hostilities seem to be over and the president asked me to give considerations to his negotiating position, I will do so. I voted president as a way to give the president more space and leverage to negotiate a lasting peace. Some common sense there from Senator Paul. Cassidy said he had since received a thorough briefing this afternoon on Iran from J.D. Vance and Special Envoy Steve Witkoff. Last week, he had expressed concerns about the memorandum with Tehran was not doing enough to curb Iran's nuclear program. So, yeah, a lot of back and forth. And it's interesting when, like, Trump just goes and visits them and says, why are you effing me over? They all of a sudden start to change their minds on certain things. Now, here is Trump last night. He's already taking a victory lap. Because we're heading into campaign season, baby. He literally said at one point, America is back. He didn't say back, baby, but America's back, baby. And then he took a victory lap on this whole Iran thing. I don't know if this is premature or not, but it seems like Trump's style is to sort of speak things into existence. That's why he's always calling the greatest, the most wonderful and beautiful. Amazing. Like, he wants it to be great. He wants it to be beautiful. He wants it to be amazing. And so I'm going to keep saying it, that I am beautiful. It's the power of positivity, folks. So here's Trump saying, well, we've accomplished quite a lot with Iran.
Here on the National Mall, we are beginning the most unforgettable birthday party any country has ever seen. Oh, you're going to have a good time.
Yeah,
you're going to have a good time. This evening, it's my honor to officially kick off the celebration with the Great American State Fair. It's going to be great. It's going to be unbelievable. So from today through July 10th, this event will showcase all 56 states and territories. There will be no military flyovers. And I want to tell you something, because they're going to be beyond flyovers. There'll be something like you've never seen. You get just a little tiny glimpse of it tonight. By the way, how good is our Air Force? How good is nobody's ever seen those planes. They are serious planes.
They're not going to be flyovers because it's going to be way beyond a flyover. You're going to be blown away, folks. Actually, I mean, this is what Trump signed up to do. He always wanted to be the cheerleader, the host of the party, so to speak, for the big American birthday bash, and I guess he got what he wanted. Now, here he is at that same event on the National Mall, and this was the one where they were going to have Vanilla Ice and Milli Vanilli perform, as well as Morris Day and the Time, which is just really a shame that I didn't get to see, 60-year-old Morris Day do the bird. Now, if Jerome was there, I would like it, because that's always a sick move with the whole mirror and the microphone handoff behind the back. But yeah, it was supposed to be a big concert. And instead, Trump's like, you know what? They're all canceling. I'll give a speech. And so instead of saying, America, have you heard about a brand new dance called The Bird? You get this.
Last week, we signed a historic agreement to end the conflict with Iran, fully open the Strait of Hormuz, and accomplish what no president has ever been able to accomplish before. Iran will never have a nuclear weapon. That's done. And thanks to the power and skill of the United States Armed Forces, today Iran has no Navy, no Air Force, no anti-aircraft capacity, no missile launches, no manufacturing, and their leadership has been obliterated. And for the first time in 3,000 years, we are finally going to have peace in the Middle East. We're going to have peace in the Middle East. Since the agreement, the stuff
Wait, he said how many years? Hold on.
in the Middle East, we're going to have peace in the Middle East.
I got to back it up even more. Let's hear it.
In 3,000 years, we are finally going to have peace in the Middle East.
For the first time in 3,000 years, we're going to have peace in the Middle East. That's magnificent. That's better than blame it on the rain. That's so much better. For the first time in 3,000, grand claims are better than Ice Ice Baby. Or Martina McBride singing Let Freedom Ring for the 1,000th time. No, instead, we're getting bold claims like this.
Anti-aircraft capacity.
Right.
No missile launches.
Right.
No manufacturing.
Yes.
And their leadership has been obliterated. And for the first time in 3,000 years, we are finally going to have peace in the Middle East. We're going to have peace in the Middle East.
Yep. I hope. I've been praying for peace. I want
Since
that to
the
happen.
agreement, the stock market and your 401ks are skyrocketing upward. And oil prices are plummeting downward. Today it hit a new low. And the world is a much safer place. We had to make that little journey to Iran to do what we did. Very soon you'll be at $2.50 a gallon for gasoline. And even lower than that, just like it was before we took the nuclear weapon away from Iran.
Yep. So Trump seemed to his element. When he starts getting sing-songy with his words, it's not Hormuz, it's Hormuz. It's not manufacturing, it's manufacturing. A little bit of Dr. Evil going on there with the voice, or Lorne Michaels, but essentially the same person. But Trump wasn't over. He really was on a tear at this. And in a lot of ways, this was better than the music lineup they came up with. Now, I wish somebody would showcase like up and coming folks. Like, why are we going with the hits of the 80s and 90s? But, that's fair. We get a speech instead. So this is Trump going to be talking about, something that's been a passion of his for a long time. No doubt about it. We're going to build. We're dreamers who build big buildings, amazing structures, beautiful structures. And we're doing it again because it's our birthday. That's what that's what Americans do. We build. So we're going to build again because the dream is back, baby. Here's Trump.
Under our leadership, America will also be a nation that dares to dream and to build again. We want to build again and dream again.
Right.
The American dream is alive again. That's something that nobody thought they'd be saying when you went through that last 4 years of incompetence.
Yeah.
For the 100th anniversary of our founding in 1876, America completed the Washington Monument, and the work began on the Statue of Liberty. For our 150th year, we built Colonial Williamsburg. Remember that, Colonial Williamsburg, how beautiful it was. For the 200th year, we built the National Air and Space Museum and renovated the United States Capitol. For our 250th anniversary, we are likewise building new monuments to American greatness to serve every future president and First Lady. We're building the most beautiful ballroom anywhere in the world right at the White House.
It is beautiful.
Right at the White House.
It's big, too.
It's going to be completed very soon.
Very soon.
And just across the bridge in front of Arlington Cemetery, we're building a magnificent, really beautiful. This is going to be something you're going to like, a totally magnificent triumphal arch to honor the 250-year triumph of the American spirit, American military, and frankly, American competence. In West Potomac Park, we are creating the National Garden of American Heroes, featuring 250 or more statues of the greatest Americans who have ever lived. It's going to be beautiful. And next week at Freedom Plaza, we will unveil the Spirit of 76 exhibition honoring the heroes and martyrs of the American Revolution.
He's loving this. And I have to say, I was a little skeptical. I thought I wanted to have some fun with the music, but we're building stuff again, baby. So I don't know. You just see Trump, you see him in his element, and it's refreshing to see that it seems the vibe has shifted in the nation. Now, there's going to be folks who just never like him, and that's fair. I suppose it's fair. It's fair in a certain way. It's really uncharitable and like, whatever, your team's not winning. I get it. And you think you're oppressed or something. But America's back, baby. Anyway, I got to hit a break. I'm just checking to see if we got, we'll take some calls after the break. Before I hit the break, this part of the program brought to you by Cole Plumbing. And there at Cole Plumbing, well, James and that great team, of course, that's James Cole, and the team can help you out with any and all of your plumbing needs. Could be something simple, like the flapper on the toilet's broke, or that faucet just keeps dripping. Or it could be you want something nicer, like a tankless water heater system. Could be it's time for a new garbage disposal. Maybe that water heater, you want to keep the tank, but it's kind of broke. They can fix that. Or it could be you have a massive water leak, inside or outside your home. Cole Plumbing can handle all that, anything in between. So just check them out today. They'll get out there, and especially if it's, say, a big job, they know how to fix it with precision and expertise without making a big mess inside your house or outside. In fact, if the leak is outside, you won't have to dig up a huge hole or trench in your yard. So, again, check them out today. Just go ahead and save their number, 279-8919. That's 279-8919. And just remember, folks, when you have trouble with your bowl, call and call. We'll be right back.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
Epicure and Jack's Tavern, located at 2060 Downing Street. 5 ice cold beers, 1 bucket, $13. Anytime. At Epicure and Jack's Tavern, their beer buckets are always available. No happy hour clock required. Come in, relax, and enjoy great food with an even better deal. Epicure and Jack's Tavern. Cold beer, fair prices, no fine print. Come taste what everyone's talking about.
You can't control interest rates. You can't control housing inventory. And you definitely can't control what the national news decides to panic about this week. But here's what you can control. You control your timing. You decide when it's the right time to buy, when it makes sense to refinance, and when to tap into your equity to renovate, invest, or consolidate debt and free up monthly cash flow. Real estate decisions aren't one size fits all, and they shouldn't be driven by headlines or social media noise. They should be based on your goals, your finances, and your life. The smartest moves happen when you focus on what you can control and work with someone who helps you see the full picture. Give us a call at Alabama Home Mortgage today at 334-567-4223 or visit us online at myalabamahomemortgage.com. That's Alabama Home Mortgage, because there is a difference in mortgage companies. NMLS 1586368, Equal Housing Lender.
Rich Thomas Weather is brought to you by Mr. Electric of Montgomery. Mr. Electric, we've got the power to make things better. Visit MrElectric.com.
We've got some hotter days in our forecast and only minimal rain chances. Today, a good bit of sunshine, hot and humid with a high temperature near 90, and any storms that do form will be few and far between, mostly in the afternoon and evening hours. Tonight's low, very muggy, down to about 73. Tomorrow and Saturday will be in the lower 90s, mostly dry forecast, good bit of sunshine both days. Expect triple-digit heat indices by Sunday and Monday with a high around 93 Sunday, 94 Monday. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Live, local talk. The River Region's most trusted voice for news and opinion. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
But I can't tell the time. A child of the fall. I need some grand design. I look to the sky and pray to the great unseen. I don't want to die. I want to live as sure as I believe. I swear I'm going out my head.
Welcome back. Let's go right to the phones. 334-272-9228 if you want to jump in. We have Dick Brubaker on the line. Hey, how are you?
Hey, good afternoon. Thanks for taking the call.
Yeah, thanks for being on.
Man, that was a great opening. I love listening to Trump talk. I mean, I know there are things that he's done that I've criticized, but he just makes you feel good to be an American.
He seemed at his element too, like that sing-songy Trump, and sweeping through history Trump and building triumphal arcs. Like, that's great.
You know who it reminds me of in that sing-songy thing you're talking about? When Jesse Jackson really used to get going, he'd start rhyming his words, and it's almost like he was singing his speech. And Trump is the only white politician I've ever seen do it.
I wonder if he got it from Jesse. Apparently they used to be friends.
That wouldn't surprise me a bit. He used to be friends with a lot of Democrats. You know, and you were talking before about the other side just griping. I don't mind if they don't like Trump.
Right.
But what seems to make them angry is American success. It's like they want their own country to fail.
Well, and a nice little symbol, a micro symbol of that is like, hey, let's go rip up the lining in the reflecting pool. Of all things to do with your life. But I think you're right on so many of the things, and like the Iran situation. It's just everything must be criticized up and down, backwards and forwards, and every motivation that is driving Trump and team is something to do with one of the isms of, well, racism and sexism and all these other, phobias as well. And it's just like Yes, I see the socialists doing well in New York City and New York State. And I'm like, is this really the direction the Democrats want to go?
Well, I hope that's the direction they go, because that will ensure all Republican holding national offices from now on, because I don't think the country wants government that's going to take away everything you earn with the avowed purpose of giving it to people who aren't even here legally.
Yeah, and
I mean,
if they want any opportunity, I think in the future, they have to convince people at least that they agree with the border policy stuff. But I don't think they could convince anybody with a straight face that they aren't going to just reopen the door and use things like temporary protected status as, well, a permanent way to let folks in.
Well, anyway, it's a little discouraging. But I want to ask you to do something on this congressional vote that's coming up in August.
Mm-hmm.
I know they're all banging on your door wanting to be on your show. Would you ask any of these congressional candidates, especially the ones that are previous legislators, ask them how they voted on things like the gas tax, on that PSC bill, the Blue Cross bill? I mean, if they voted for that stuff, they're not people that need to be rewarded with congressional seats.
Well, I'm happy to ask about it, especially, well, I mean, there's one guy running in two, Brett Marcus, right, who has been a state legislator, so I'm happy to ask about his record.
And I know he voted for the gas tax. I don't know how he voted on the PSC bill, the Blue Cross bill, and that ADM bill, but this legislature has been really hard on regular working Alabamians in favor of corporate Alabama. And I just don't think those people should be rewarded with promotion.
I tend to agree with you. I don't know. It's tough to beat the Trump endorsement, though, this cycle. I think seems to be as good as gold.
Well, yeah, it is as good as gold. And but Republican turnout, if you notice, keeps going down.
Yeah.
Because people don't really think their vote matters because, if Trump endorsed them, that's the end of it. That's the reason we've got the kind of legislature we've got now that doesn't care what voters think because they don't think voters pay attention.
And on that front, on just the state politics front, are you hopeful seeing the next upcoming crop, say with Coach Tuberville at the top of the ticket? I guess I'm just assuming it's going to be John Wall, it's going to be Catherine Robertson, all these statewide are going to the Republican nominees. Do you have a lot of hope for, say, this up-and-coming generation of folks that's looking to run things?
I think Tommy Tuberville is going to be great. I am very hopeful about Tommy Tuberville. I think he's got the kind of contrarian but hands-on attitude we need right now. It's what we don't have. And I think I don't think Tuberville is going to – I think he's going to be more mindful of regular Alabamians than the governor we've got now. And I'm very hopeful about him. Now, the other people you mentioned, John Wall, he may be great, but let's face it, he doesn't have a record.
Right.
And while the state Republican Party, at least the party that's represented by the legislature, has passed a lot of bad bills while he's been chairman of the party. And so let's just see which way he takes the party. I mean, if he takes it in a small government, conservative direction, believe me, I'm going to be his number one cheerleader. If he doesn't, I'm going to be complaining a lot about it.
Yeah, and it would be nice to actually, because I believe weren't some Democrats appointed by the governor to this new expanded PSC?
Oh, God.
And so it's kind of like, really, Governor?
Well, the worst thing is we went from a system where we could elect the whole commission to now we get to elect one of 7. And it doesn't really matter who those people are because the real power is going to reside with the governor's appointee.
Yeah, it's a mess, and it's kind of ingenious in the sense that they knew exactly what they were doing by creating those different off-year elections to where you couldn't have, like, say, a wave populist election and really clear out the organization. And it's kind of like the United States Senate, and we see the fruits of that today.
Well, God help us. I mean, it's a great bill. Look, Alabama Power is a great corporate citizen. I'm not criticizing them, but I do think the public used to have some say, and now we've got none.
Well, maybe we just pray that they'll do well, but they're sensitive. You criticize them at all. They're real sensitive. So maybe.
No, Alabama Power, like I'll say it again, they have been a great corporate citizen, but that doesn't mean that the public should just quit watching what they're doing.
Amen. Well, yeah.
Anyway, hey, look, I appreciate you taking my call. I know you got a bunch of people on the line. Thank you.
Oh, America's back, baby. Appreciate it, Dick. Dick Brubaker, folks, 272-9228. That's 334-272-9228. Now, I have to play this next one because it's like, honey, wake up. A new Stephen Miller interview just dropped. And when this fella gets going, well, he aggravates liberals, but he inspires, say, the conservative warriors out there with his perspective, and he's going to be talking about beautification.
One of the most extraordinary things that President Trump has done since taking office is the beautification of our nation's capital, Washington, D.C., making America not only one of the safest cities in the world, but one of the cleanest and most beautiful cities of the world. This is our nation's capital. It belongs to all Americans. It is also a symbol of American strength, pride, dominance to the whole world. Tourists come to Washington, D.C. from every corner of planet Earth to take in the beauty and majesty of America. But Democrats, Democrat leadership, and past presidents over many years have allowed this city to fall into decay and ruin. Washington, D.C. is filled with architectural crown jewels, from the reflecting pool to Union Station to beautiful, gorgeous parks that celebrate American heroes all across this city. I have lived in Washington, D.C. for a number of years, and it broke my heart to see Washington become a slum, to become a place where you have to literally narrow your zone of action to a few geographic areas lest you be shot or killed. President Trump came in, he assembled the National Guard, he assembled the D.C. Safe Task Force, he brought in law enforcement from every federal agency, he made the city safe, he took on the criminal elements, and he has engineered one of the great cleaning and revitalization projects that any urban environment has ever seen. It's truly been something breathtaking to behold. You're right. Leftists are trying to desecrate these monuments, but President Trump has deployed even more resources to make sure our national heritage, our national treasures are kept safe. And I encourage everyone watching, come to D.C. for its 250th year to celebrate the glory and greatness of America, and our federal task force will make sure that you have an incredible experience.
So America, at least Washington, D.C., it's back, baby. In fact, it seems like bringing in the National Guard has helped, especially on the crime front, in a lot of places around the nation. I wonder if Governor Tuberville will want something like that, in particular with Montgomery in the capital city of Alabama. City of dreams, folks. City of dreams. Be great when we get a new mayor. This part of the program brought to you by Montgomery Men's Health. And there at Montgomery Men's Health, they're ready to help out you fellas, especially if you don't feel like a man anymore. You once did. You have memories of it where you could go all night, all day. Power through, do that all-nighter to finish that project or, do something else. You know what I'm talking about. And now, not so much. Now you're petering out after lunch because you had a hamburger and you're like, I gotta go to sleep. Could be you're getting bigger around the middle. Could be you just have no motivation at all, like when it comes to work, no confidence, or motivation when it comes to the bedroom, no libido to speak of. Well, it could be a sign of, just getting older, but low testosterone in particular. And guys, there are solutions there at Montgomery Men's Health, powered by Men's Pro. They've been serving Montgomery and surrounding areas for years now. And so with in-person care, they can get you a quick lab done, like it's a blood draw, essentially. They check out what's the underlying issues going on, and then they have a whole menu of treatment options to create a personalized program for you to get feeling like a man again. And I know there are a lot of guys who hate going to the doctor, who hate admitting there's an issue in the first place. But don't wait. Don't procrastinate. You're going to respond to treatment. You're going to feel better. You're going to feel like a dude again, like a man. And you're going to want to thank Montgomery Men's Health and wish you had shown up sooner. So check them out today. Get it done today. Call them up. Make an appointment. 440-3663. That's 440-3663. Or book online in under 30 seconds at MontgomeryMen'sHealth.com. That's Montgomery Men's Health. For every man in every season of life, be sure to tell him that Joey, that fella on the radio, sent you.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings, 6 till 9, and afternoons, 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
Hi, this is Bo Goodson from the Goodson Group with your Real Estate Minute. 5 reasons to get a home inspection before you close on a home. Homeowners buying their first home or their 10th home still need a home inspection performed. First, you will find out firsthand the true condition of the home, the age and state of the heating and air, the roof, electrical, and plumbing as of the date of inspection. Second, it may give you the ability to renegotiate repairs that the seller will end up paying for before closing. Third, if the results show that the repairs would be too costly, then you can opt out of the contract without losing your earnest money. Fourth, the age and state of the systems will indicate what shape the rest of the house might be in and give you the option to opt out of the transaction or renegotiate terms. Fifth, knowing what needs to be done to the house will allow you the opportunity to update the home properly to your taste. For a list of the best home inspectors in the area, call Bo Goodson at the Goodson Group at 334-221-2883 or 551-0225. The Goodson Group.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com.
Get ready, Central Alabama. The biggest watermelon festival yet is happening Saturday, June 27th at Sweet Creek Farm Market. They're celebrating America's 250th birthday and all things watermelon with free admission, over 100 arts and crafts vendors, a watermelon eating contest, entertainment for the kids, food trucks, and family fun around every corner. It's Sweet Creek Farm Market's biggest arts and crafts festival ever, and admission is free. Saturday, June 27th, 10 to 4 on Highway 231 and Pike Road. Come hungry, bring the family, and celebrate summer at Sweet Creek Farm Market's Watermelon Festival.
The River Region's News Talk Station. News Talk 93.1, WACV. News Talk 93.1.
I'm going
Joey Clark.
Welcome back, folks. I'm your host, Joey Clark, and, let's go to the president. Something I mentioned to Dick Brubaker. Talking about what's been going on with the Democratic Party. Jeff Poore and I were also talking about this yesterday. And it seems the fight within the Democratic Party has begun. Now, my thought is New York and Los Angeles and Chicago, like your traditional centers, I mean, they have still great media and a big population. That's a lot of money and energy and stuff like that. But I don't know how well they scale outside of those areas. Because the mechanisms that once allowed them to scale to the whole country and brand themselves so Americana and stuff like that, I don't think it's working very well. I've always thought that if this Civil War is going to go down, it will probably be somebody, a Democrat from the South, who doesn't sound like, you know, the more liberal boomer slop of, have you all heard of the civil rights movement? Like, yes, we have. We're happy to celebrate it, but the way y'all kind of uses political cudgel, getting old. Anyway, more it'll be somebody who can square that, like, respect to the history, but then also give a new vocabulary to people who vote Democrat for them to, you know, do things that maybe are a little more liberal, but aren't full-on communist. So here's the president reacting to the New York City elections. Because right now you're going to get that first wave of the AOC types, and it's perhaps the Democratic Socialists of America feeling their oats are going to go after Chuck Schumer's Senate seat, and perhaps it'll be Senator Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. But we'll see. Because Trump and team, is more the Democratic Socialists win, the more they seem to like it.
Well, they're going radical left. They're going really, you know, you talk about the Democrat Socialists. You took really, it's really communist. That's these people. I watched that woman last night. That's not a socialist. I know socialists. That woman is a communist. And you know what they don't say is that I was 16-0 last night. But mine were a little more boring, a little more mainstream. They were Republican conservatives, but we were 16-0. And if you look over the last 2.5 years, we're about 347 and just about 0. That's pretty good. But nobody writes that. But he picked 3. They won. They beat a guy named Dan Goldman, who's, you know, a loser. He was one of my prosecutors, one of my many prosecutors that they used on me. Dan Goldman, not a good prosecutor, fortunately, but he's now looking for a job. I was very surprised to see, you know, because he's a pretty liberal guy. When they go more liberal than Dan Goldman, they're really into Never Never Land.
Does this tell you that the Democratic Party's 2028 nominee will likely be, or could likely be, a Democratic Socialist?
Well, it should make it easier for Republicans, because most of the nation is composed of sane people. They don't want to, you know, if you look throughout history, go back thousands of years, you've always had socialism and communism by different names. It's never ever worked. It's not going to work this time.
So Trump kind of liking the prospect that these folks are going to continue to run the Democrats further and further to the left. And he's right. You go left to Dan Goldman. My goodness, where have you gone? But in a moment here, we've got the future governor of Alabama, Coach Tuberville. He was echoing exactly what the president was just saying there about these folks. And, well, let's just get into a little bit of this. This is, again, Coach Tommy Tuberville on, I guess, is that Martha McCallum? Looking all right, Martha.
And Alabama Senator Tommy Tuberville just out of that lunch with President Trump. He serves on the Armed Services and Veterans Affairs Committee. Senator, good to have you with us today. We heard from another senator just a short time ago that the meeting got pretty lively. Can you define that? Can you explain what that was like in there?
Well, it was like a halftime speech from a head coach. President Trump had a lot on his mind. He's got a lot on his mind all over the world. And so we expected a shorter talk, which he gave. Some people said we'll be in there a couple hours. We weren't. This was a great talk by President Trump. He did call some people out for voting against the War Powers Act yesterday, right in the middle of negotiations, where they had some things worked out, and all of a sudden the Iranians see what's going on and say, what's going on? Your Senate just passed no war against Iran, which for any Republican who voted against that, that is ridiculous. Right in the middle of negotiations, President Trump's exactly right. You do not do that during negotiations.
Yeah, and Coach is exactly right. Apparently the lunch quickly escalated that Tuberville had just come out of after Republican Louisiana senator, who just lost, by the way, for re-election, Bill Cassidy, who's serving his last term there, unloaded on Trump for the ongoing conflict in the Middle East. A person familiar with the conversation told the Daily Caller that I'm reading this from that Cassidy, quote unquote, went nuts over Iran, saying the two got in a shouting match. Trump reportedly told Cassidy to sit down and called him a lunatic when he refused. Cassidy also referred to Trump as brother, leading Trump to pushback, said, he wasn't his brother. You're not my brother. One source described the interaction to Semaphore as a total cluster fork. They didn't say the utensil. Two sources familiar with the lunch told the Daily Caller that Republican Pennsylvania Senator David McCormick took some heat from the president for missing the Senate War Powers vote on Tuesday, which passed the Senate 50-48. The non-binding resolution directs the president to remove forces from Iran to seek congressional approval to continue the war. McCormick was absent from the vote because he accompanied Trump at his Pennsylvania rally. Trump has similarly railed against Murkowski and Kentucky Senators Mitch McConnell and Rand Paul over the War Powers vote. Murkowski and Paul voted with the Democrats, but again, they've reversed themselves too. They had another follow-up vote, and Rand Paul agreed to vote present to give the president more cover in the negotiations. He's like, actually, make a good point. I'll not stand in the way. So Tuberville, I think, is right. Anybody who voted against that, and at that point, that was a little silly. And, well, it's just symbolic. Yeah, that's the problem in negotiations. You don't want any symbolic weakness. Anyway, we got to hit this top of the hour break. Eddie Bader's here.
What's up?
How you doing?
I'm all right.
Just all right?
A little frazzled, but I'm good.
Frazzled?
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Yeah.
All right. What do you look at me up and down for?
Good to see you. It's good to see a happy face.
Oh, okay.
Face.
All right.
You know the world I live in.
Mm-hmm.
Not everybody's smiling all the time.
Now, is that what you decided to wear today?
I have a listing appointment this afternoon. It was just going to be the T-shirt. I grabbed this on the way out. With
See,
worrisome.
I knew just from looking at it.
Just with worrisome, but you have convinced that I did make the wrong move.
I knew it was that. It was a work thing.
Thanks, Joey.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Confidence level 0.
No, it's the button up with the turquoise shirt underneath. Is
I
what
really
caught my
like the
attention.
turquoise. I thought it brings out my eyes.
Yeah, you should just wear the
But
turquoise.
it's a T-shirt, and I'm going on a professional listing later on. And I know that's the other part.
Is it where is it? You don't have to get the exact location. Is it in the country or the city?
It's in the city.
Oh, okay.
It's a nice place. 3-2. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm looking to impress. You don't think? Do I need to stop and get another shirt?
No. I just thought it'd be funny to say that.
Well, I was going to wear the ship one, but I knew you'd say, "Oh, Eddie wore his mom's favorite shirt again."
Honey, are you going to wear the one with the boat schematic?
Right. Why don't you wear that anymore?
I just knew you wanted to be a sailor when you were growing up.
I did. I really did.
Anyway, hey, this part of the program,
yeah,
brought to you by Dillon Rings. And they're at Dillon Rings. Of course, they can help you with any and all of your jewelry needs, from repairs to they have a great inventory, great selection. If you want to buy something straight up, they currently have in stock from high-end everyday items, or you can get custom design work done.
That was what I was going to tell you. I've had more and more people here in the last week or so reach out about your custom design that you're wearing today.
Oh, the Sacred Heart.
Yeah, yeah.
Sam thought it was Mickey D's fries from the live stream.
Does that surprise you from Sam?
No, but actually, I was kind of like, yeah, that's funny.
I went with slice of pizza first.
I went with the Sacred Heart of Jesus.
It looks beautiful.
Yeah, he did a great job with a heart, anatomically like shaped heart, it has some blood dripping from it.
Yeah.
And the veins are rose gold, and the crown of thorns pressing down into the heart is also.
It's got great meaning. I
indeed.
think it's wonderful.
Indeed. Yeah, and there's mantra I often repeat to myself.
Mhm.
So it's not just jewelry. And by the way, the plan, see, and this is what I would suggest. The plan is not just to like have this because I want to do a project with Josh and
Right.
it means a lot in terms of the faith. But the plan is to give this away someday.
Like a generational gift. I think it's awesome.
Maybe generational. It could be like, it could be romantic, could be like somebody just really impresses me and like it just the moment strikes me and like, especially their faith and stuff. It's like, here, take this. I don't know. Like that was the promise I made to myself that at some point I'll know the time. Maybe it's next week, maybe it's 5, 10, 20 years from now. I will be giving this away to somebody. And I think that's really fun to do with something that does last. And of course, Josh the jeweler can make something like that happen.
Yeah, we've seen
Great.
some beautiful stuff he does.
And then, of course, I need to inform folks there are Dylan rings. I'm not surprised by this, and it's well earned, but they're taking off to celebrate America's 250 years of freedom.
Are they taking the side-by-side out again, Joey? I bet they are.
I bet they are. I haven't even asked them, but
Josh is
just
a real
take it a little
outdoorsman.
easy on it. It's like,
Well, Josh is a real outdoorsman. I don't know if you've
No,
seen some of
absolutely
his
he is.
Facebook stuff where he does take the side-by-side out. He's not afraid to get dirty. I
like
think
this
it's
is why it's
great.
got a roll cage. Joe.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But they're going to be closed Monday, June the 29th. So
All right.
next Monday through Monday, July the 6th. So Monday to Monday, Dylan rings,
Week of July 4th.
they will not be open the week of July.
You know
4th.
he's going to be celebrating.
So if you want to get your jewelry shopping done or get something done before then, get by there today. That's 119 Brown Springs Road here in Montgomery, just off Atlanta Highway. And be sure to tell them that Joey Nettie, those fellas on the radio, sent you. No, you look great today.
Too late, Joey. It's too late. Hey, but Big Back says hello.
What's up, Big Back? She does have that glow going on.
She's listening right now, and you just made that head inflate quite a bit because you're right. She does, but you just made life a lot harder, Joey.
Got that glow.
Yeah.
See, and that
Glow up.
makes up for your wardrobe.
She's not going on the listing appointment. That's why I dressed up a little bit more. If I was bringing
How
her,
about
then I
this?
wouldn't have
How about
to.
this? You have a glow going on, too.
Too
There
late.
is a glow about you.
Too late, Joey. Too late.
All right. Anyway. If you don't sell a house because you wore a T-shirt, like, I don't know if that's what's the problem.
First impressions, man.
Well, just don't start crying in front of your son. Yeah, I'm still on that from earlier this week. Anyway, we'll be right back.
From the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. The nation's highest court handing down another significant immigration ruling. The high court is handing a big victory to the Trump administration, ruling that the government can end temporary protected status for migrants from Haiti and Syria. The justice is ruling 6-3 that courts cannot block those decisions while legal challenges move forward in the courts. President Trump formally kicked off celebrations for America's 250th anniversary last night. He did so by working to get the country excited again. The president hosting a rally at the National Mall, including a series of booming flyovers by stealth bombers, music from military bands, and Lee Greenwood singing his favorite song, and the president's God Bless the USA. On Wall Street has been a mixed bag with conflicting data, especially in the high-tech sector. Right now, the NASDAQ paying a bit of a price. It's off 101 points, but the Dow Jones Industrial Average up 160. This is SRN News.
Health insurance rates are surging in America, leaving millions without affordable options. If you're sick of having paychecks eaten up by healthcare costs or dealing with mega corporations, then listen to this. Christians don't need to waste money on a broken system. That's why I want to tell you about Christian Healthcare Ministries. It's an alternative to traditional health insurance at half the cost. With CHM, fellow believers contribute monthly to help pay each other's medical bills. There's no enrollment period, so you can join anytime. And you aren't restricted to provider networks, so you choose the doctors and hospitals you want. It's that simple. CHM is not insurance. It's a ministry that puts faith into action. Feel the difference of financial support and biblical care from fellow believers. Join Join CHM today by visiting chministries.org/wellness. That's chministries.org/wellness.
Rich Thomas weather is brought to you by Victoryland.
Victoryland Casinos, crowning 25K free play giveaway. The more you visit, the more chances you have to win. Victoryland Casino, where you can be a winner too.
Rich Thomas weather.
We've got some hotter days in our forecast and only minimal rain chances. Today, a good bit of sunshine, hot and humid with a high temperature near 90, and any storms that do form will be few and far between, mostly in the afternoon and evening hours. Tonight's low very muggy, down to about 73. Tomorrow and Saturday will be in the lower 90s, mostly dry forecast, good bit of sunshine both days. Expect triple-digit heat indices by Sunday and Monday with a high around 93 Sunday, 94 Monday. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
When the heat hits to the river region, don't wait. If your AC quits, Hands Heating and Air offers same-day service, or your diagnostic charge is free with their Comfort a Day or You Don't Pay guarantee, plus 24/7 service with no overtime charges.
From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, these are today's top stories. Authorities are requesting the public's assistance in locating a man who escaped from the federal prison camp at Maxwell Air Force Base. 35-year-old Desmond Rashad Whitaker escaped from federal custody in Montgomery on Tuesday. He is described as 5'10", 220 pounds with brown eyes and short black hair. Whitaker was serving 100 months for a drug trafficking crime. The Elmore County Commission is moving forward with plans for a new county jail. The 30-year-old existing jail was designed to house about 240 prisoners, but regularly contains over 300 inmates. The new jail will be constructed behind the Elmore County Judicial Complex in Wetumpka. Construction is expected to begin next month and will take approximately 3 years to complete. The town of Pike Road is celebrating summer and America's 250th birthday tonight. Summerfest will be taking place at the Pike Road Performing Arts Park on Trotman Road. There'll be food trucks, activities for the kids, music, and a special appearance by Uncle Sam. Summerfest begins at 6 p.m. tonight with fireworks just after dark. From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, I'm Sky Mosley.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368. An equal housing lender.
Welcome to Eclectic Coins, Montgomery's largest coin dealer, specializing in buying and selling investment-grade gold and silver coins. And they have a large selection of rare coins and coins from around the world. Visit them at 543 Northeastern Boulevard or on the web at eclecticcoins.com. Eclectic Coins, where collectors who know go.
2026 marks 60 years that hope has had a home in Alabama. At the Alabama Sheriff's Youth Ranches, children who've lost everything through no fault of their own have found something priceless. A safe place to live, a loving Christian family, and the chance to simply be kids again. Here, boys and girls grow up surrounded by care, guidance, and faith, learning right from wrong, learning responsibility, learning they are valued and that their lives have purpose. As the Alabama Sheriffs have believed for 6 decades, it's easier to build boys and girls than to repair men and women. These former ranchers are now teachers, parents, business owners, and leaders, living proof that love, structure, and faith can change a life forever. As the Alabama Sheriff's Youth Ranches celebrate 60 years of serving Alabama's children, you can help ensure the next child has the same chance. Learn how you can make a difference at alabamasheriffsyouthranches.org. 60 years of building lives, and we're just getting started.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's news and views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Where the
Joey Clark.
Don't you wanna go?
Sorry for the hold up, folks, but I was having to tell Eddie about a thing, and see, like, stuff like that happens.
Yeah.
And it's like, who do I talk to about it? Like, it's not a thing like I'm going to go on the show and immediately start repeating.
No, I can understand that.
Right, because it's a little personal and intense.
Plus, you kind of got to process it.
But and I know I'm not describing a thing that I was talking off air with Eddie about, but I go from that thing to like, America's back, baby.
100%.
America 250. And what the F is wrong with, I'm not your brother, Bill Cassidy. And it's a little bit of whiplash for
Aren't we starting the celebration now? Is it officially we can start celebrating the 250?
America's back, baby.
Okay.
Definitely back.
Not just the Euros coming over here and trying to steal all our ranch and things like that, but we are back.
But it's just an interesting series of days where I am very in the deep meditative prayer and then back to the world and the politics.
Mm-hmm.
And it's actually, it's not bothering me as much as it used to.
Good deal. That's a
Kinda
good
nice.
sign of growth there, buddy. You
So-
put that stuff aside.
Here we have, let's go back to the beginning. This is Coach Tuberville. So you heard about that lunch
Yeah.
Trump had, and
Yeah.
it was just a cluster fork, as they said.
Yeah, but obviously some things were discussed. People needed to say a few things, and they got it done.
Mm-hmm. And so this was Coach right out of that lunch with Martha McCallum, who, by the way, Martha, whatever you're doing, keep doing it.
Oh.
She's looking great. Just noticed. I don't watch Fox that much anymore, so she looks a little different.
Not a Fox show anymore, huh?
No,
Your
man.
grandpa not?
No, yeah.
Sharing the Fox
he don't
together?
watch all that crap.
Wow.
Oh. We'll
I
watch
see signs of growth.
American Ninja Warrior.
I like that.
We'll watch, he loves women's softball. And then we watched a little bit of the College World Series. What was that look about women's softball?
I love women's softball. I think it's great.
Yeah.
Yep.
You think so?
Yep.
He said there's a lot more action in that game.
There is. There is.
Yeah, you need to repent, Eddie. Baby.
No, dude. Okay, this is my worst nightmare, and I know this would happen. I talk trash. Somebody out there would call me out. It'd be some fast pitch chick who can throw a fast pitch, and I would run my mouth, and she'd strike me out all day long. You know, she'd challenge me. I'd step up the challenge, only to strike out all day.
Well, and I was
So
like,
I've
is that
learned-
the field I played on? Like, that's the size field, like when I was a kid that I played on.
It should have been middle field. Or it should not Dixie Youth, but one step up. So.
Yeah, and so it was about, like Goodwin has a few softball
yeah.
fields like that. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. So I remember playing on some of those. And I'm like, oh, so that's small. And I can't imagine being like.
You don't hear me saying things like that.
Well, no, that's what I mean, though. Like the pitching is like it's 60, 70 miles an hour, but that distance, it's effectively 90 something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
And
how it's approaching.
softball. They'll give you a green one if you want to try to hit that one even better.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
not.
Anyway, we watch stuff like that.
Okay. Well, that's good stuff.
Instead of Fox News, like Sean Hannity.
Dude.
Yeah, and before we
You're
go to
banded
Coach
in
with
family now,
see Martha McCallum is looking great. Sean Hannity not as much.
A little more makeup on those.
No,
days.
and there's a reason. A lot of folks thought, does he have cancer? Is he dying? Is he drinking? Is he taking too many
Why is
Percocet?
everybody so negative?
Oh, because it's the internet. And, actually, when I first thought of like all those options, is he dying, cancer, drinking, Percocet, I thought maybe Percocet.
I thought perks, yeah.
And, one liberal saying, what does Sean Hannity look like? He's drunk, high on Percocet, and 60 pounds heavier. Another guy said, praying for Sean Hannity. Something is definitely wrong. Knowing his work ethic, he's undoubtedly powering through on a big news night tonight. So here's what Hannity came out and said after all the commentary on his appearance, saying, thanks to everyone who has checked in. I've already addressed this several times on my radio show. See, nobody listens to us.
But he's trying to plug that, yeah.
But while training, I developed a painful pinched nerve in my neck. Training?
Yeah.
I want to stop there. What was he
doing the
training?
CrossFit kind of stuff. Old guy trying
You
to keep
should
up.
not do that at that age.
If not, then when, Joey? I mean, you've been telling me to get back in the gym. I get older. At what point are you going to say, hey, old man, don't bother going to the gym?
You should do high rep lightweight, Eddie Baker. If you try to get into powerlifting.
I do that with volume, Busch Lights.
Volume, yes. Go for volume.
Yep. And I've been rotating, so I'm trying to get both arms in shape.
But while training, I want to know what it was, the training. He's not going to let us know, but I want to know. I developed a painful pinched nerve in my neck. My doctor put me on prednisone.
Oh, yeah.
So Percocet's not that far off.
No,
Prednisone.
that's the next step.
to reduce the inflammation. And while it's helping, it led to laryngitis and some puffiness, which is normal for this medication. I'm fine, recovering well, and still training. What type of training are you doing, Sean?
He's an older dude. He's going to the gym. He's just trying to stay in
Now
shape.
you're on prednisone. You got laryngitis. You got a pinched nerve. Maybe lay off a week.
Would you?
Yeah.
No, you wouldn't, dude. You would double down.
I have an active recovery week in my programming.
But you're still doing stuff during that recovery week. You're still training.
I still train a little.
Okay.
I do some training.
Okay. Plus, you know as well as I do, if you're in a habit of something and you stop, it's really hard to get back in that habit
I'm just
again.
wondering what my adopted godfather's training regimen is, really.
I think he's probably got a Peloton. He's probably got a little stair climber action.
Peloton?
Yeah. He likes to get yelled at.
One of those hard body gals, like bossing you around.
Probably telling him just what he needs to hear to motivate him.
I don't like that stuff, man. Like, it's just, I've tried it at the Works That's Hot, and like, I can't do that stuff.
Okay, is it annoying as I think it would be?
It is.
Okay, because I just want to get off the bike, walk up there, and just knock the crap out of him.
Like, if you're just saying, like, here, do this stretch next, and like, countdown, cool. But like, don't tell me about like, well, this is the muscles you need to work out because we're always holding kids and doing grocery shopping. I'm like, this is not the workout for me. I'm just going to put my headphones on.
Yeah, how many kids you been holding lately,
Yeah,
Joe?
I was like, goodness gracious. Guess I'm not the target demo of this place. Anyway, Sean Hannity says, I'm fine, recovering well, and still training. But apparently a few weeks of prednisone has generated more social media commentary than 30 years of rating success. I appreciate all the concern and well wishes, including from members of the left-wing media. Sorry to disappoint them, but a pinched nerve, a raspy voice, and a puffy face aren't taking me out anytime soon.
Well, there you go. He's just tired of his haters, and he's putting some word out there.
Anyway, Sean Hannity not looking so great, but it's because he has a pinched nerve from all the training and the prednisone treatment.
How old is your adopted stepfather there?
I don't know. He's got to be in his godfather. Adopted godfather.
Yeah, whatever. How old is he? I think he's 74, 75?
Got to be. Maybe 80?
I don't know if he's that old, though.
I don't know.
That's what I'm thinking 80. I was thinking 74, 75.
Actually, no, I think he's like my folks' age, so he's probably late 60s. Mid to late 60s.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a little younger than I thought he'd be. But when you're that guy, and you're going to be that guy one day, when do you step away?
When do you step away? I don't know, until the wheels fall off.
That's what I would never
Especially
think.
what Hannity does. It's sort of, there's a rhythm to it. It's sort of based in rooting for the party. Like, it's not like he's got to be incredibly creative. I'm not knocking, he does work his ass off.
Oh, I'm sure,
No
but he's
doubt.
got producers and everybody else too. So
Yeah, but I'm not saying it's like this great creative endeavor. It's more like, what's the party doing? What's the person in power pushing now, today? Like, that's what you do. You read the monologue and you kind of are in your lane. You could do that for a long time, man.
How long do you want to do that, though? You know?
And in fact, what I notice is like Hannity, he does his little podcast style thing now. And I much prefer that.
Yeah.
Instead of that, just that format.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm like,
You got
that's the actual man,
2
Sean.
minutes and 38 seconds to get your point across. We're
Right.
taking a break. Yeah.
Right. Whereas, we can relax in a comfy chair and talk for hours. It's just much better.
But
So
you know
maybe
what
he
surprises
retires
me?
to do something like that.
Why hasn't TV adopted? Because they're dying.
They are
TV,
slowly.
Why have that? They
They are
not adopted
slowly.
that. Put your commercials at the front. Give a good 20 minutes.
Yeah.
You know, but they don't. They keep crushing commercials down your throat.
Yeah. Well, it's the medium. It costs that much.
That's what we're told.
Anyway, here's Coach on the dying medium of television as we cover this on the dying medium of radio. And so there's levels to this, folks. Anyway, here is Coach coming fresh out of that lunch with Trump yesterday in the Senate.
And Alabama Senator Tommy Tuberville just out of that lunch with President Trump. He serves on the Armed Services and Veterans Affairs Committee. Senator, good to have you with us today. We heard from another senator just a short time ago that the meeting got pretty lively. Can you define that? Can you explain what that was like in there?
Well, it was like a halftime speech from a head coach. President Trump had a lot on his mind. He's got a lot on his mind all over the world. And so we expected a shorter talk, which he gave. Some people said, we'll be in there a couple hours. We weren't. This was a great talk by President Trump. He did call some people out for voting against the War Powers Act. yesterday, right in the middle of negotiations, where they had some things worked out, and all of a sudden the Iranians see what's going on and say, what's going on? Your Senate just passed no war against Iran, which for any Republican to vote against that is ridiculous. Right in the middle of negotiations, President Trump's exactly right. You do not do that during negotiations. He's trying to save people's lives. He's trying to save the free world. And we got people just nonchalantly voting against President Trump. Not voting against something, but voting against President Trump, simply for the fact that they might not like some of the things he does. But overall, Martha, it was a great talk. One of the best I've heard President Trump give. Very emotional talk. We talked about the country. He talked about, the avenue that we need to take. We're in a very tough time getting ready for an election. The thing that I was excited about is he brought up all the situations to where we can get the Save America Act passed. And everywhere I go, everywhere all Republicans go across this country, and their line, if they don't tell you it's not true, is Save America Act is the number one thing that people want. They want fair elections. We just saw the nonsense in California, and we're seeing the nonsense of these communists taking over our country. And they're not socialists, they are communists. And so President Trump was exactly right. I'm proud of what he did today. He spoke up, he called people out. They had a very good conversation back and forth. But people need to be called out. If you're not going to vote for this country, my God, folks, we are in trouble. And President Trump needs help, and we're not giving him 100% help that he needs.
So you talked about the number of ways that you could pass the SAVE Act. Can you elaborate on that? Is there any?
Yes, because that's the next big thing.
Mm-hmm.
The Save America Act. Now, I'm for it.
I think most people are.
Yeah, I think the vast majority of people are.
I really think this is a 70-30 issue. I don't understand why it's a struggle.
In second, I got a clip here of Byron Donalds, the fella from Florida, the Republican congressman.
Yep.
Black guy.
Yep, I know exactly what you're talking about.
He just started his statements at a press conference saying, the U.S. Senate sucks. And I'm like,
somebody laying some truth out there, Joey?
Yeah, he's like, sorry. I was just like, it's just true. He's right. I'm half tempted the next time. Well, I know Coach will agree with me. I'm tempted to ask Katie, like, why does the Senate suck?
That's the general opinion, I think, of most Americans.
Yeah, because it's like,
what have they done for me as opposed to what have they done to me?
It's like they rep some of them, not all of them. In fact, I think Alabama senators represent Alabama pretty well. But like when I look at like the folks that have been there a long, long time.
Yeah.
And that's why I think actually the Alabama senators represent Alabama fairly well.
Because they're new enough.
They're new.
Yeah.
But the ones that have been there a long time, since the Cold War, it's like they represent a different country.
Well, they do at this point. At that point, they represent their lobbyists and themselves. Yeah. And you and me are just
you don't represent.
They got to worry about every couple of years.
Yeah, you don't represent Kentucky. I don't know why I picked that state. You represent your own legacy.
Yeah.
You don't represent Maine. Not sure why I picked that state. You represent your own long-term projects.
That goes back to us saying we want limited times you're in government.
And then if say you're from Alaska and you have a good last name and
Murkowski.
Right, you actually ain't conservative
and
at all.
You've ruined that good last name for the last 15, 20 years.
You're conservative in the sense that you want people to be able to kill babies and drop bombs all over the world. That's a good Republican right there.
Well, everybody wins on that side, Joey. I get paid on both sides.
Death and destruction from the wound to the Middle East.
Yep.
By the way, did you hear the humble brag from Trump earlier? And actually the sin of pride brag from Trump?
I did not.
For the first time, this was at the America 250 thing, and it tickled me. For the first time in 3,000 years, we're going to have peace in the Middle East, folks. For the first time in 3,000 years. I think that's an incredible thing for him to say.
Oh, boy.
As he's unveiling his Napoleonic architecture, which actually I think the Triumphal Arch is
I don't think it looks bad. I don't think it's pretty good to me.
I think it's pretty awesome.
But I've seen, I remember MTV Cribs, they went in Trump's apartment and it was all gold and all this. All that stuff was so gaudy. And I was worried that's what he would turn kind of the White House into. But not at all. I kind of like it.
There's a lot of gold.
It is, but it's not.
I like it too, but it's a lot.
It is. It is, but it's not as bad as I thought it would be. And I was more worried about it be something where they had this image of a futuristic and it's...
Okay. Instead, no, this does seem like it is more classic.
Yeah.
Like it's something you find in Russia or France or something.
To me, it matches, yeah.
It kind of actually, you go into the Library of Congress, and the mosaic they have has a lot of gold, and it's absolutely stunningly. The inside of that building is remarkable.
They got security in there?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Well, you mentioned
Now, the
gold.
Library of Congress, Trump's right, and Stephen Miller was talking about earlier. The architecture there in D.C. is incredible. Like, if you want to nerd out about stuff like that.
I don't want to go up there, but I just.
All right. It's okay.
Yeah. No, I would like to see that. I really would. I want to see the Smithsonian, all kinds of things, but there's too many people.
I know. Anyway, here's Coach Tuberville talking about his idea for the Save America Act.
Movement that would sort of take some pieces out of it that might get the thrust of voter ID across the finish line, Senator?
Yeah, that's a no-go. He's not going to take anything out of the Save America Act. What's in there needs to stay. We just talked about the avenues of the talking filibuster, or voting out the regular filibuster and voting it in. Because this is, and President Trump's right here. Again, I travel the country. If we don't do something with the filibuster and we don't get things passed, it'll be the last time we'll have a Republican president or a Republican Senate or a House. That's how fast this country is going down to communism. And we need to stop it. We can stop it. It's ball's in our court. President Trump said that, ball's in your court. I'm here to support you. Let me know if there's anything I can do. But this is what we have to do to save the United States of America from communism. He's exactly right.
Hard to argue with that. And break.
That's going to be the next governor.
Dude, I look forward to that. We had some conversations with some folks in Montgomery the other night, and they said, with Tommy Tuberville coming as governor, it's written like it's going to be, what goes to Montgomery? I said, is Montgomery going to stay the same? Do you think him being the governor is going to affect I said, yes. I think he is going to come into Montgomery and say, hey, he's going to get enough feedback and pushback from people, much like Trump did with D.C. Clean it up a little bit. It really hurts.
We'll see. I think also we'll see. We'll see what deals get made.
Oh, I know what's going to happen.
There's going to be change.
Racist.
Oh, well, there's that. But I think gambling gets done, actually, very quickly.
What you talking about, Willis?
Seriously. I think
What kind of gambling?
I don't know, just from the scuttlebutt out there. Like, I really don't have inside information.
Okay.
But my sense is a deal has already been made.
Here's the one thing I
Essentially
think
to
you
just
would get a lot of
fast track.
pushback would be if he becomes governor and all of a sudden sports gambling is legal. I would think they would. Now, me personally, we all have our different opinions on it. I don't have an issue with it. But I know I don't represent most of the
Well,
opinions.
and I have to say, like,
Alabama.
I'm torn on it in the sense that I'm like, I kind of hope it's the most open process to where,
But that's where our issue's at.
But also I have this side of me of, freedom to kind of do what you want. But I see, especially talking to a good friend, see him at church every morning for the most part, Jack Alcini over the years, about the cost of gambling and like what
hidden cost
crops up around these places, like not just the gambling, but so many other things that crop up around those places. And I don't know. We'll see. But before we move on from the Senate, go to the House side and their goal of how to get the Save America Act across.
Okay.
Here is Senator John Kennedy from Louisiana, and some people are accusing Senator Kennedy of not supporting or being a Johnny-come-lately with the SAVE Act, his support.
I didn't think that was the case, but okay.
Let's listen to him.
I would like to talk for a few minutes about the SAVE Act. I'm a co-sponsor.
Oh, he's a co-sponsor.
Good.
I support it unconditionally. The SAVE Act, as you well know, Mr. President, is really pretty simple. It's about our sanctity of voting in America. It says if you want to register to vote in America, you have to prove that you're a citizen of America. And once you're registered, it says when you're voting in a federal election, in all instances, you have to prove you are who you say you are in order to vote. Very simple. Now, there are other provisions that may or may not be added by amendment, but those are the guts of the SAVE Act.
Yeah, so he's for.
I don't see why if you know Kennedy, why in the world would you ever think that he's against that?
And he said on X, as I said today, I will stand on one leg and bark like a dog if that's what it takes to get this bill passed.
All right.
So I think he means it.
I don't know if you got to go with all that, but okay.
I'd like to see that.
Of course you would.
But, I think the highlight, when you go to the House side, because the House has passed this, and they're a little frustrated with the senators, and I'll just play the beginning of this clip. This is Byron Donalds of Florida. I mentioned it earlier. And he's going to go up to the microphone and come out just with a straight heater. Let's listen in.
Man, the Senate sucks. I'm just going to come out and say it. They suck.
Hard to argue with it, Joey.
Amen, man. Amen. They really do suck.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Honestly, what's the last thing they've done for you as of what they've done to you?
Like, that just sums up so many folks right now.
Byron Donalds. Man, the Senate sucks. I'm just going to come out and say it. They suck. This is not hard. 80% of the American people want the Save America Act to pass. Not 80% of Republicans, 80% of the American people. And the only organization that refused to act is the United States Senate. Everybody else is saying, this is common sense. We should do common sense things. Let's make sure only Americans are voting in our elections. Makes sense, right? Let's protect the franchise of the American people. Let's make sure that people who are sent to Washington are being voted on by Americans. Who the American people choose is up to them, but we have a responsibility to secure that franchise and to secure that process for the American people.
By the way, Mitch McConnell wasn't at that lunch.
Yeah.
Or wasn't, or missed some vote. He was at the hospital.
Really?
Yeah.
A couple weeks in a row with him.
Yeah. Byron Donalds is right. The Senate does suck.
Yeah, they do.
But he's not the only one on the House side who went off on an issue. This is one of those, like, walk and talk videos.
Okay. They chased him?
Yeah, but can you see the woman that they are chasing, who's a congresswoman?
Mm-hmm.
I believe that is Anna Paulina Luna.
She's a looker.
And she's been threatening. You're right.
Their support for the U.S. men's national team in the World Cup, considering the top scorer is himself a birthright citizen?
I don't know. I'd have to look into that a little bit further, to be honest with you, and fully understand his background and everything going into that.
Were things with the SAVE Act right now? The president obviously said he's going to.
Well, look, I'm not going to support Senate legislation. They are intentionally putting stuff on the floor via suspension because they know that they cannot unlock the floor. I'm not the only member of Congress doing this. There are other members of Congress that largely depend on delivering for their constituency. And right now you have the Senate actively, literally spitting in the face of the American people. This is an 80-20 issue. Democrats support it, independents support it, Republicans support it, women, men, black.
That Republicans can.
But, the Senate sucks.
Yeah.
And I think they just, because of America 250 and stuff, they just went on a recess.
Why are they getting time off? I ain't getting no time off.
Well, but that's your own choice. Aren't you the boss?
Sometimes.
Yeah. Well, you don't have that glow, so you don't
You're right.
make all the decisions.
Exactly.
But here's Mike Lee making this point. Let's listen.
Okay, so a lot has happened today, but I've got a concern.
He's kind of glowing, too.
A little bit.
We do have a lot to do, a lot of work that needs to be done. The Save America Act really does need to be passed. Why are we taking a recess right now? Why on earth is the Senate wanting to recess for 2 weeks? Now, I get it. America's 250th birthday is coming up. That's great. It's all the more reason why we should finish our work. It's all the more reason why we should finish, do everything we possibly can to pass the Save America Act instead of recessing for 2 weeks, only to come back and work for a few weeks and then recess for another 5 or 6 weeks after that. Why? Why even bother to spend all this time and all this effort campaigning and running for office if when we get here we're constantly taking a recess? a recess at a moment when the Republican Party controls the House and the Senate and the White House. Why? Why do we do this? There's got to be a better way, a way that doesn't constantly involve saying, oh, wait, we got to take a recess. We've got to leave.
Is it law?
No. The American people deserve better than this. They deserve to have free and fair elections.
Well, and he's asking why, like, why take a recess now? Because the Senate sucks.
That's it.
They suck so
They need
bad.
some time. They need some forgetfulness. They need to go shake some more hands.
Anyway, we got to hit this break. We'll be right back.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
Yes?
Yeah, I'm Bill. You called about some breaker stripping?
Oh, yes, Bill. My brother-in-law says you can do almost anything.
That's me. Not much I hadn't seen.
Do you really want someone who does almost anything in your electric box? Think about that. Because each year, thousands of home fires are caused by faulty wiring. That's why you want a professional, like the electricians at Crosby Electric.
Bill, how's it going? Bill, ooh, are you okay?
Oh, yeah, well, I didn't really need my eyebrows anyway.
At Crosby Electric, all technicians undergo rigorous safety training, as well as background checks, drug testing, and continuing education.
Bill, you think maybe I should call a real electrician?
No, these little slip-ups happen. Everybody does it.
Really?
No, not really. When you need professional electric work, or you just like someone to assess your home for safety, call the experts at Crosby Electric, 272-2085, or visit us at crosbyelectric.com.
Pizza Perfect's amazing buffet just got more amazing. To help our customers during these tough economic times, in June, Pizza Perfect has reduced the price of our buffet to just $10. That's pizza, as well as spaghetti, breadsticks, salad, dessert, and drink, everything, only $10. Pizza Perfect Buffet, available Monday through Saturday for lunch, and for dinner Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday. Pickup or delivery. Also in June, get $5 off any large pizza at Pizza Perfect in Eastbrook, where the buffet is only $10 all month long.
Closed June 29th through the 4th of July.
Are you tired of the mainstream media's biased reporting? Do you want to stay informed on the news that really matters to you? Look no further than 1819 News. At 1819 News, we bring you the latest in Alabama news, politics, sports, culture, and more. We've assembled a team of journalists with Alabama values dedicated to the truth and the truth alone. Visit us at 1819news.com today. That's 1819news.com. Subscribe to our newsletter. Honest News, Alabama Values.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
At Montgomery Men's Health, we saw a bunch of patients last month. Almost none came because of an ad. They came because something happened. A fight with a wife who finally said, get help. A breakup. A new relationship that made them aware of things they used to ignore. A photo a friend tagged them in. One guy said he just stared at himself in the mirror, and that was enough. If today's your day, call right now. 334-440-3663. I'm Dr. Smith, urologist and advisor to Montgomery Men's Health. Built on almost 15 years of treating men in Alabama, one patient at a time. Dedicated to ED, low T, and male performance. Here's what happens when you call. We book you this week. We'll get a lab in an hour. For ED, we walk you through your real options at the same visit. A plan before you leave. Don't let today turn into next year. Call now, 334-440-3663. That's 334-440-3663. MontgomeryMen'sHealth.com.
The Rich Thomas Weather Network, brought to you by Montgomery Paint and Body. From little fender benders to total body repair, MPB will fix it good as new, maybe better. For 4 decades, the Turner family has been getting you back on the road. Call 279-7325.
Rich Thomas Weather.
We've got some hotter days in our forecast and only minimal rain chances. Today, a good bit of sunshine, hot and humid with a high temperature near 90, and any storms that do form will be few and far between, mostly in the afternoon and evening hours. Tonight's low very muggy, down to about 73. Tomorrow and Saturday will be in the lower 90s, mostly dry forecast, good bit of sunshine both days. Expect triple-digit heat indices by Sunday and Monday with a high around 93 Sunday, 94 Monday. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Live local talk. The River Region's only 24-hour News Talk FM station. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Welcome back, folks. I'm your host, Joey Clark. Eddie Bader in the studio with me. And
how you doing, buddy?
I'm good. I'm real good.
Good to hear.
Let's go to Bill real quick. Hey, Bill, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How are y'all guys doing?
Hanging in here like a hair in a biscuit.
Well, I wanted to tell you, I appreciate you helping me with things today, Eddie.
Oh, thank you, Bill. Thank you very much.
We were in there about 25 minutes, done, and back on the road.
Excellent. Excellent. Good folks there.
They are. So I've been kind of listening in on what's going on with the Save America Act.
Uh-huh.
And I can't, why would any Republican not vote for that? In reality, why would any politician not vote for that? I mean, I understand the Democrats because they're wanting all the illegals to vote.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But realistically, as an American, why would anybody be against it?
My honest thought on that is they're not getting something they want somewhere else, so they're using that as leverage.
Yeah.
And I hate that because it's, again, not for the best for the people, but it's best for their leverage.
Well, I say they should go into session, unplug the clock, and say, we ain't leaving till we get this passed.
I agree with you 1,000%. That's how it works in the real world. Though you know that in business. Say you reach an impasse. You just shut the doors. We can't do nothing until we get this done.
Well, and Anna Paulina Luna, who we just played, she, along with others, are all teaming up to make sure nothing happens on the House floor until the Senate passes the SAVE Act. Like they're playing hardball in that way.
Good.
Trump obviously pushing things, saying, I'm not signing your stupid housing bill. I'm not signing FISA unless you do the SAVE Act.
I saw him throwing so much sand about him not signing the housing bill. And I'm like, come on, that's what else can he do?
Right.
What else can he do?
The other thing I was going to mention is, what in the world are the people in New York thinking?
Oh, yeah.
Have they gone brain dead?
I think there's honestly a lot of desperate folks who are buying into what's being sold. And I think it is
desperate or kind of a greedy.
No, I think they always talk about the income gap in the country, wealth inequality, and it's biggest in big cities run by the Democrats.
I can see that.
And so I think there are a lot of folks, say in New York City, who really are having a hard time with inflation and a lot of other stuff. And so they're hearing that siren song of socialism and going, well, they're promising me stuff.
Right, I'm getting free stuff.
And
my life might be better.
Yeah, I don't know. And what I worry about is the reason it's worked, and I don't mean worked in like people make more money and the society gets better, but it works in the sense of how much people adapt to a certain status quo and they're fine with it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Well,
there's a lot of people that
I don't think people really appreciate how bad things got under Biden. And for the people that say, well, I don't see any difference with Trump in office, you know, we didn't get there overnight, and he can't fix it overnight. But anybody that can look around and see that things aren't better now than they were 2 years ago or 3 years ago, you're pretty nearsighted.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because, you know, gas, even with the stuff going on in Iran, gas was not as high as its highest point under Biden.
Correct. And I'm glad you mentioned that because Trump, I think it was yesterday, where he started calling out gas companies by name, saying, oh, they're ripping you off. They're ripping us off. You know, and what's the last president you ever heard say that?
there was really no reason for gas going up in the United
I agree,
States
1,000%.
because we didn't import. We don't import oil for gas here. So there were no gas shortages. There were no petroleum shortages in the United States.
Right.
But yet our gas went up. So who you gonna point a finger at? You know, it was the gas companies or the oil companies taking advantage of the situation to make more profit.
Yep.
But realistically, you know, groceries are better now than they have been.
Yep.
They're not down a lot, but they're not going up anymore either.
Right.
So my advice to people, especially locals, is if you don't like grocery prices at Winn-Dixie or Publix or wherever you're getting them, go to the farmer's market.
Oh,
Buy
definitely.
directly from the farmers.
Yep.
Cut out the middleman and you'll see a difference.
Yep.
Well, I appreciate the call, Bill. Good one.
Y'all have a great afternoon.
Thank you, Bill. Appreciate you. And to double down on that, when you're talking about farm markets, you want to get rid of data centers. You don't want data centers coming around. Keep going to your farm markets because most of it's local farmland they're picking up. And dude, if I'm a farmer and I'm not making anything off of it and somebody offers me a big fat check, it's kind of hard to say no to that.
But we kind of had to do, by the way, the Iran thing, even with the gas prices, because Trump lays it out
Iran
again.
has no Navy,
Iran
no
has.
Air Force, no anti-aircraft capacity, no missile launches, no manufacturing.
Manufacturing.
And their leadership has been obliterated. And for the first time in 3,000 years, we are finally going to have peace in the Middle East. We're going to have peace in the Middle East.
I think that's great.
You know what's funny is it's kind of true.
Right.
It's not completely true. There's been, I guess, peaceful periods in the last 3,000 years, but not really.
I was going to say, what do you think the longest time period is?
It was
3 months, maybe?
Probably when the Muslims ran everything.
Oh, yeah.
The Ottomans, if you can call that peace. But, you know.
It's peaceful in North Korea, too, Joey.
Right. But it was peace. That has to be up there with one of my favorite Trump moments ever.
Navy, no Air Force, no anti-aircraft capacity,
Especially with the
no
manufacturing.
missile launches, no manufacturing. And their leadership has been obliterated. And for the first time in 3,000 years, we are finally going to have peace in the Middle East. We're going to have peace in the Middle East.
You know what? I'll know when there's peace in the Middle East when Jerusalem has a McDonald's.
Oh, with the Mickey D's is there in
And it's not getting blown
the
up
city
every
of
other day.
peace.
Yep.
Right.
That's when I know you have peace in the Middle East. Is that when we lived in Turkey, that was a big thing when military family, we were always wondering, why don't we have Western stuff here? And then we met with someone one day and they're like, well, if McDonald's came here, they would blow us up every day. And it's the truth. They would. They did that with American Airlines building. Every time they would rebuild it, boom, blow it right back up.
Do you think that would be so crass as to like add certain regional menu items to that?
Yes, they do that.
They do that.
Oh, yeah, they do that. Because they have it right now. They do have McDonald's in Turkey in limited places. But
So there's like a Melchizedek special, like just bread and wine.
I don't know if that's the case, but I know they do the falafel balls. I've seen that. I think I'm saying that right, but yeah.
Yeah, I saw they did something in France too. Like
France.
Something in Japan.
Japan, I've seen it.
Yeah.
I would like to try the Japan ones. We got to get there, man.
Anyway. We got to hit this break. First, this entire hour brought to you by Alabama Home Mortgage. And they're at Alabama Home Mortgage. Kim Williams and Madeline Cannon are ready to help you with, well, any and all of your needs when it comes to buying a home or refinancing a home.
Yep.
And why might somebody refinance, Eddie?
Well, let's say you've got higher interest rates on your credit card, which you do, than you do on your mortgage. And you're like, you know what? I could save some money off my credit cards, pay them off, and just roll that in my mortgage. And there's also perhaps a tax deduction on the backside. But another thing is, let's say my kid's going to college, okay? And I want them to be taken care of. I don't want them to be sweating on money. So I can refinance my house, cash out a little bit of equity, and put some money on the side for them. That's another thing. Or let's say you want to put in a pool. Ooh. Well, you could take some money again out of your house, put it in that pool, property value goes up, you enjoy and perhaps have hot girl summer. That would be great.
When you got that glow going.
Yeah, you do. Things like that. Now, to me, though, the best thing they got going, VA.
The VA.
I'm telling you, whenever people have questions about VA, I try to answer my best, but I quickly go, hold on, let me bring in an expert. And I bring Madeline on.
So get in touch with Alabama Home Mortgage today. Madeline Cannon, Kim Williams, they can help you out there, whether, again, you're looking to buy or refinance. Just call them up, start the conversation at 567-4223. That's 567-4223. Or you can always apply online. Madeline, get in touch real quick right after at myalabamahomemortgage.com. There is a difference in mortgage companies. Let Kim and Madeline prove that to you today. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender. How about this? Instead of a break, let's go to another phone call.
Okay.
Why not?
Let's try it.
Line 1, you're on there. Who's this?
Daddy-o.
Daddy-o, what's up, buddy?
Man, just another day in paradise. I ain't mad at nobody.
That's good.
But I got a comment on you talking about them Mickey D's and Kentucky Fried Chicken, Jerusalem, all them. Let me tell you something. They still may fight for them over there, but I guarantee you, they put some Dollar Generals over there, it's over.
That's not a bad idea. Hey, when we lived over there in most countries, Levi's back in the 70s, that everybody wanted Levi's. And as an American, you just took that for granted. But over there, man, you get triple or you get them do whatever you wanted for a pair of Levi's.
Man, they got the Dollar General, them Cokes 3 for $12, and Pakistanians and Iranians, they go stupid. They wouldn't know what to do.
Yeah, because now their Cokes over there, they got Coca-Cola, but it's generally flat. There is like hardly. I don't know if it's just been on the shelf so long, but American Cokes taste way different, better.
Is Mexican Coke different?
Yeah, real sugar.
Real sugar?
Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah, it is.
Joey.
Yeah.
You know, I have to ask. Don't hang up on me, but have you got a girlfriend yet or somebody you're talking to? I'm really concerned about you.
No, I'm good, man. I got the Lord Jesus.
Well, ain't nothing wrong with having a Lord Jesus. Lord Jesus, don't mind you having a woman.
I know. It's just, I'm taking my time. I ain't trying to ask everybody out at the church.
Well, you don't want to be that guy.
Joey, you're headed toward 40, my friend.
Yeah. I got 3 years till 40, baby.
Hey, I'm just picking at you, man. You'll find what you're looking for sooner or later.
As soon as he opens his eyes, but yeah.
Or Eddie, or he'll find what he ain't looking for.
Right. As soon as he closes his eyes.
All right, time gone. See you.
See you, Daddy-o.
Appreciate it, man. Yeah, I wonder how many people at the church listen.
Everybody listens, Joey. Just know that.
Everybody listens.
Yeah. Many times I've been caught up with, oh, you heard that? I didn't know you listened.
But yeah, I ain't trying to.
What? You trying to? Can we talk about your hair without?
Why?
A little lot today.
It's a lot.
A little bit of a lot today. I
Why?
see some grays. I see some looking seedy.
It's big.
Yeah, it's looking seedy.
What do you mean it's looking seedy?
Not as polished and all. Like you've been riding a motorcycle without a helmet.
No, it's more I washed it this morning.
Oh, so it's got some body.
So you like greasy Joey look.
That's what I'm comfortable with.
I don't like it. I don't feel good when I'm greasy.
Well, I don't like looking at your hair going, man, he's got good hair. It makes me so uncomfortable.
Why do you think I don't have a girlfriend? They get envious of my hair.
You guys could share and save money on hair products.
I did pull up to that place on Atlanta Highway, the car wash spot.
Oh, yeah.
It's not like there's 5 or 6 of them. But the one that does the full self-service, or the full service?
Full service.
Where you don't have to do it.
Right, you don't get out.
Well, and then, they'll do the inside and stuff. It's pretty awesome. But I pulled up to that, and the girl who was because apparently people aren't allowed to work kiosk themselves anymore. She was in front of the little kiosk and took my car, and she goes, oh, "You have better hair than me." I'm like, "Oh, your hair's lovely."
You took that home when you.
Yeah, it didn't really.
No, Joey, please.
It's called pride. Well,
we're not supposed to have that pride, Joey.
I did have a glow going on that day, and I think I got a glow going on today.
Yeah, you do. You have a little bit there. Yeah, I see it.
Yeah,
I see it. Hey, you gonna go to the wedding with Kelsey there and what's her name?
Oh, Taylor Swift.
Taylor, yeah.
Nah, man. I'm good on that.
Could you see yourself being part of that crowd?
No.
That would be.
Not, I was saying I don't want to, I'd be happy to meet Ella Langley, but I want to, extra, especially go meet her more than anybody else. I would much rather meet Ella Langley than Taylor Swift.
Me too.
Yeah,
Me
just
too.
from a.
Ick factor.
it's gotten to a place of like, I remember seeing Taylor Swift when she was not big. She came to Jubilee.
Doing
when she
Jubilee
was real
and
young.
mall tours and that kind of thing.
No, I don't need that. There's something creepy about the rich and famous.
You couldn't be a kept man with Taylor Swift?
No.
Wow.
I think I'd rather be a monk.
Oh, the retirement's better as a monk, I can tell you that.
Anyway, one more hour to go.
All right, let's do it.
Y'all stay tuned. We'll be right back after this.
From the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. Venezuelans search for survivors beneath collapsed buildings and rescue teams race to the areas hardest hit by a pair of powerful earthquakes. They rocked northern Venezuela, killing at least 188 people. It's believed about 200 people may be missing in the rubble, and the search continues for survivors. There's an upward revision on U.S. economic growth, now at 2.1% for the first quarter of this year. That's a step in the right direction, according to the latest government data that came out today, and it follows a weak 0.5% growth rate seen during the shutdown of late last year, a rough stretch for the economy. The earlier estimate was even lower. On Wall Street, the Dow Jones Industrial Average is doing well. It's up 269 points. The S&P 500 up by 26. The high-tech sector being battered by various reports, and the Nasdaq struggling. It's off about 5 points. This is SRN News.
Spring is here, and if you're staring at a home improvement project, wondering how you're going to pay for it, or looking at a big credit card bill piling up, I want you to know about my friends Mike and Brian and the team at Fellowship Home Loans. For over 20 years, Mike and Brian have been helping families like yours tap into something they already have, equity in their own home, a HELOC, a cash-out refi, a debt consolidation loan to wipe out those high-interest credit cards. Whatever fits your situation, Fellowship Home Loans will build it around you. Everything's done in-house, one roof, one team, all with a servant-led mentality. From your very first phone call to closing, you're going to get people who know your name and treat you like family. I know, I'm a customer. Right now, they're offering a free mortgage checkup, no pressure, just a real look at your options. Go to fellowshiphomeloans.com/Mike G, fellowshiphomeloans.com/Mike G, or call 800-510 Mike, 800-510-6453. Fellowship Home Loans, mortgage lending by the book.
Nationwide Mortgage Bankers, DBA Fellowship Home Loans, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS number 819.
Rich Thomas Weather is brought to you by Victoryland.
Victoryland Casinos, crowning $25K free play giveaway. The more you visit, the more chances you have to win. Victoryland Casino, where you can be a winner too.
We've got some hotter days in our forecast and only minimal rain chances. Today, a good bit of sunshine, hot and humid with a high temperature near 90, and any storms that do form will be few and far between, mostly in the afternoon and evening hours. Tonight's low, very muggy, down to about 73. Tomorrow and Saturday will be in the lower 90s, mostly dry forecast, good bit of sunshine both days. Expect triple-digit heat indices by Sunday and Monday with a high around 93 Sunday, 94 Monday. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
1819 News.
U.S. Steel is announcing a major investment in the Fairfield plant here in Alabama. The company will be laying down $475 million in order to install a quench and tempering line at the Fairfield operations. The CEO of U.S. Steel, David Burritt, says this decision is a significant step forward in the commitment to improve and advance American steel manufacturing. Burritt says the quench and temper line for tubular steel products is an important part in the making of steel here in the U.S. in order to add value and excellence to what the customers are purchasing. The new quench and temper line should be completed by the year 2029. I'll be back with more Alabama stories after this.
Did you know that 70% of people experience a potentially traumatic event in their lifetime, and that 6 out of every 100 adults face PTSD every day? Help us bring hope to these survivors by signing up for your Alabama Distinctive PTSD Awareness License Plate today. The great thing is you can sign up no matter when your current plate renews, and the first year is complimentary. All you need is your VIN number on hand. Drive awareness, drive hope, and customize your plate today at atease.org.
An escaped inmate who left his work assignment at a landfill in Summerdale this past Monday has since been recaptured. 62-year-old Jackie Luttrell was found in Panama City on Thursday morning. A court has ordered a mental health evaluation for a Homewood man who hired a hitman to kill his wife and 6 adult children back in 2024. Mohammed was willing to pay the hitman $50,000 for the job. However, the hitman turned out to be an undercover FBI agent. Judge Madeline Heikala ordered the mental assessment of Mohammed when it became known he was on psychiatric medication. A report from the Alabama Tourism Department reveals that Tuscaloosa County made $1 billion in the year 2025 from visitors coming to that area. There are 160 events held in that county in 1 year alone. I'm Andrea Tice.
For more news affecting Alabamians, go to 1819news.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the daily newsletter.
Don't you love the feeling of coming home to a clean house? Let Southern Bells Cleaning Service get your home in order. Families in the River region trust Southern Bells because they know Callan and Jesse will show up on time and believe in cleaning the old-fashioned way. They bring all their own supplies and specialize in full-service, residential, commercial, vacant properties, and construction cleanup. Estimates are always free. Call Southern Bells today at 546-0715 or follow them on Facebook at Southern Bells Cleaning River Region.
This is your roving reporter. Today I'm talking with a man from outer space.
What's up, Earthling?
I see you've landed your spacecraft over there in that field.
That's right, man.
My question is, why have you landed here on our planet?
I came to see David Ernest.
The asset preservationist?
Yeah, man. I wanted to see if he would take a look at my portfolio for me.
Well, before you make the trip over there, call him on his toll-free number, 833-596-7233.
And I understand those last 4 digits spell out the word safe.
That is correct.
Funny thing happened the last time I came to Earth.
What was that?
I went to the Walmart, man.
Yes?
And I accidentally went in the back door.
How did that work out?
Well, they stopped me and very gently told me that I needed to go around front and come in.
And then what did you do?
I said, cool, man. Take me to your greeter.
You flew millions of miles just for that.
Hey, man, I don't ride them. I just read them.
Hi, I'm Carl Schmidt, naturopath and owner of the Herb Shop Wellness Center at 8161 Vaughan Road. You know, with over 30 years experience in natural wellness, I've seen countless health fads come and go. A few years ago, we added a patented technology that actually activates your stem cells. It reverses the aging process at the cellular level. However, you do need proper hydration and targeted nutrition. At the Herb Shop, our advanced scanning and testing technology allows us to accurately assess your nutritional needs and get a customized plan for you. Come in today and see what the Herb Shop can do for you.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number 1 in the number 2 business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
At Sweet Creek Farm Market in Pike Road, you'll find farm fresh, locally grown produce all season long. Alabama tomatoes, Hilton County peaches, sweet corn, squash, zucchini, cucumbers, peas, butter beans, farm fresh eggs, local meat, milk, and so much more. Many of the fruits and vegetables come straight from Sweet Creek Farm's own fields. Visit Sweet Creek Farm Market today, just south of Montgomery on Highway 231. Remember, buy fresh, buy local, buy Sweet Creek Farms.
Do you suffer every time you try to wear good-looking shoes, but you don't want to wear ugly shoes just because they're comfortable? The Good Feet store wants to help you wear heels, boots, and dress shoes again in comfort.
We're located at 7341 East Chase Parkway in the shops at East Chase. Now hiring.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's News and Views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
hour of the program here, folks. I'm your host, Joey Clark. Eddie Bader in the studio.
How you doing, buddy?
I'm good. Like, honestly, I am better than I've been in forever.
Okay.
Long time. Like, I can think of some moments in childhood that were pretty freaking awesome. But, but I almost feel hesitant to talk about it publicly. I talk to you about it. I'll talk to people who know me about it. But I think you can see why I'm hesitant to talk
All right. Well, I'm going to call you out right here on the radio right now.
Okay.
Can you and I can do this often, so it's nothing new, but can you and I make a date that we go take off and go to the beach for the day?
Or, yeah.
I mean, we'll literally.
Or do something. Yeah.
Go to Crab Island, rent a boat. We don't have to be on the weekend because weekends are.
I don't know if we'd have to do the beach, though. Like, but something you and I could both do that we get excited about is eat.
But we're very different. Yes, we could have great food at the beach.
We could have great food at the beach, or we could find like a badass restaurant somewhere that's not here locally, but take a
Can
trip.
we take a plane?
We could go on a plane. Yes, I have
Okay.
a passport.
Okay.
We can go wherever.
Okay. I know it's great Jamaican jerk restaurant in the grill. Great views right over the cliffs in the grill.
Jamaica again?
Yeah, yeah.
Don't you want to branch out? Get out of here.
We're going to the grill instead of Ocheria, so yeah.
No,
Actually,
sure.
I'm waiting for the Cuba thing, man. I'm really surprised, and I know the Iran war has kind of put a dampener on that, but I'm really surprised the Cuban thing hadn't opened up a little bit
Cuba
more.
would be
now.
awesome.
Yeah, that would be, I'd go tomorrow.
Or not, like maybe we could do a pizza tour.
We have to start up north.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that. Connecticut.
Connecticut style is the
How is that the king of pizza, by the way?
I've tried it. I had it when I was up there in Massachusetts a
Yeah.
couple of years ago, and it's
I mean,
incredible.
what is it about it? Because that's all I've ever heard is how
it's
great.
the crust and how it's the crust with the wood-fired grill.
Mhm.
And the
little burn on the
ingredients-
bottom. Little burn on the bottom.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But in a
Charcoal.
good
Yeah.
way. Like, it's not a bitter
Like a
taste.
charcoal bottom.
Yeah, and the ingredients are like piping hot. Like just enough little sauce, cheese. We did simple ones. We did the pepperoni.
Kind of minimal pizzas.
And then we did the white pie, which up there is clams and like a garlic
was that?
parmesan. It was amazing.
Was it? Because I can't
the
picture it in
clams
my
just
head being that great.
absorb the garlic
Really?
and the parmesan.
And use a white sauce.
And there is a slight briny, but that's perfect with like the garlic.
Hey, you got me wanting to try that.
Yeah, it's really, really good.
Mm.
Anyway, yeah, we can go to the beach. We can do whatever. I'm happy
Well, now
to do
you want me to
something
go
like
get
that.
pizza. I'm fat boy. We'll go get pizza. I did one time paid, I think it was $150 from a company in Chicago to send me 2 deep dish frozen pizzas from their restaurant.
How did that
Famous
work
place.
out?
Awful.
Yeah.
They were awful. I don't know if it's the shipping.
It's probably the shipping.
It did not work out in my favor at all.
Yeah, that's no fun.
You were better off to go get something from the Walmart pizza section. That's how it turned out.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, 272-9228. It's 334-272-9228. Now, shifting away from politics here for a second. We have a Dear Abby, Eddie.
Oh, he is my fave, Joe.
And this one is just downright scandalous.
Oh?
Yes, it's awful.
Like Mexican soap opera scandalous?
Indeed. Like a woman wearing very tight vinyl pants on the top of a staircase.
Oh, how dare her.
Talking to the man she's sleeping with, his wife, and saying essentially, I'm going to replace you, gets pushed down the stairs. That sort of scandal.
They say she didn't deserve it now.
Now, I just made that up, but here is the Dear Abby.
Okay.
Years ago, Dear Abby, my wife and I were separated. Now, what does that mean? Like, are you actually divorced or are you just not living
Depends.
together?
Are
Like
you
different cities?
You got separations a couple different ways. In the house, so have sleep in different bedrooms, that type of separation, or sometimes usually one gets an apartment.
So years ago, my wife and I were separated. During that time, we still spent time together, had marital relations, and went on many trips with our kids.
Okay.
That doesn't sound like much of a separation to me.
Not really.
During that period, 2 individuals who were supposed to be my friends.
Oh, boy.
Oh, no, you can see where this is going.
Oh, I can't wait for this.
2 individuals that were supposed to be my friends started talking to my wife.
Okay.
Behind my back. Because they had crossed the line, I ended my friendships with them.
Well, what kind of talk were they having, though? Okay. Well, then, yeah.
They knew I was going to try to win my family back.
Okay.
But they said things calculated to make her angry.
Dudes will do that.
14 years passed. and I bumped into one of them.
Okay.
Told you this was scandalous. 14 years passed, and I bumped into one of them. I was with my wife at the time. I wanted to quash our differences.
Okay.
So I spoke to him. I noticed something weird between him and my wife. That stuck in my head. When we got home, I asked if something happened between them, and she said no. But then she confessed that she had gone out with him a few times. She said she wanted to have sex. He wanted to have sex with her, but it didn't happen. The way she said it sounded weird to me, and I had the feeling she wasn't being truthful. 7 years later.
Good Lord.
This is 21 years after the fact. 7 years later, she admitted something did happen. Now I feel betrayed.
Yeah.
And angry.
Yep.
That she allowed something to go on with someone who was my enemy. I no longer see her as my wife. I feel I can't trust her. She told me she is sorry for what happened and said she had been afraid to tell me about it. She doesn't want to separate or divorce. She says she loves me. I can't think. Can you tell me what you think about all this? Broken trust in New York. Not only is that scandalous, that's just...
It's hard to...
That hurts the heart.
Does, especially, even though you know, well, it's been 21 years. 21 years of lying.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. That's a tough one.
I mean, before we get to Abby or whatever her name, who's writing these things now, I mean, my inclination is forgive her and move on, especially the amount of time. Like lingering on the past, you can't change the past.
Okay.
And I also don't know what the last 21 years have been like, including why did she finally confess? Like, there's a lot of extra questions, but.
I think guilt and enough time had passed where she felt like she did it for her, not for him.
Yeah, well, did she confess yes as a sort of...
Yeah, 100%.
To clear her own conscience? Yeah.
100%.
I don't know, man. Like, it's death do us part.
It is. I get that. But also, oof, that's tough. Even though it would be 21 years.
I think your friends added fuel to the fire when you and your wife were having marital difficulties. I also think she was emotionally vulnerable, was taken advantage of, and was afraid to level with you.
Dudes and chicks do that all the time.
I do not think you should automatically end your long marriage over something that might be able to be resolved by working with a licensed marriage and family therapist. Oh, God. Please give it serious consideration. Now, I agree, don't destroy the marriage at this point, but
well, before you do... Well, before you do, to me, in my opinion, if you're really going to try and throw everything out there, then yeah, you might not agree with the therapist, but at least try it.
They're now asking questions on these Dear Abby's things. So should he divorce his wife? Yes, she cheated on him and lied to him for years. He can't trust her anymore. No, they should try to work it out. She still loves him and did eventually tell him the truth.
No, yeah, that's tough.
So you're going to say yes or no?
I'm going to probably have to divorce her. Me personally, I don't think I could ever get over it.
Okay, we're going to click on yes. 48% said yes, 51% said no.
Because
that's a pretty split vote.
Well, just me in my mind, being someone that's been cheated on before, you don't. It kind of goes away, but there are some things in your head you just can't unsee in your own mind.
Now, perhaps you stick it out, but you go on a sex strike.
Okay. Well, my next question was, does he get a hall pass?
No, I don't know if that actually makes it better, Eddie.
I agree. Didn't he?
I think that would just take the
no. It doesn't mean he takes advantage of it
and make it even like this lustful little monster.
Doesn't mean he takes advantage of it. But she issues a hall pass and just says whatever it takes to keep our marriage together. If that's how she feels or he feels. Because I got a feeling it wasn't just one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, also, would you say you're separated, but then you're still sleeping with one another and hanging out with the kids, and then
you need time away from your family.
And then somebody goes and hooks up with like guys that were pretending to be your buddies, and it's just like betrayal all the way down. I guess the reason I say forgive is not for her sake, but to just clean your own conscience of all that, because that could bloom into something disgusting.
Sure, but I just don't think that. Just me being me,
like he's going to end up doing something he will really, really regret if he keeps lingering on that.
Yes,
and
something has
needs
to be done.
Forgive.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's poison, brother.
That's tough. But, we kind of laugh about that now. I know some people that are experiencing things like that. Like a friend of my sister's wife passed away. 6 months to the day, his phone started ringing.
6 months to the day. Is that the rule, 6 months?
That's what I asked my sister, and she said, I guess so, because 6 months to the day, 3 different people called.
3 women?
3 different women called.
Gum.
One was a past ex-fiance.
Wait, so you're telling me I need to get a girlfriend to find a wife?
No, you just got to put on a ring, and you'll start.
So I got to find a wife to get a wife.
No, I'm telling you, you just got to put on a ring.
Just pretend I have a wife.
Yep, you don't have to say, dude.
That's disgusting. Now, I get it. It's social proof. It's
Yeah,
like, well,
I'm
he's
not
already
saying it's a good way to do
Right.
it. I just, as well as I do, nothing attracts a woman like a man that some other woman's got.
Yeah, that's what I want to do. I want to base my intimate relationships based off covetousness.
But let's also say, I can't damn her. We're all human.
Covetousness.
Covetousness.
Yeah.
We're all human. I would hope that he could forgive. But
yeah,
that's a hard one, man.
That is a tough one.
Because now, what else have you lied to me about? And do I really want to know?
Wait. What would the answer be if this was a Mexican soap opera?
Oh, well, first off, the person he slept with would have slept with his brother. There'd have been a relation there.
Okay.
And then there would have to be a physical fight between the two brothers.
Perhaps sword play.
Yes.
Yes.
Until they realize that they have let a woman come between them. So
Right.
they
and
must
they turn on her.
Yep.
Right.
That's what happens.
What, and throw her into the ocean?
Yeah, whatever it takes. Whatever it takes.
Solely life.
To bring the family back together.
Like a Mexican soap opera. But honestly, folks, I just watch those Mexican soap operas without subtitles, and
Why?
I just say to myself, no entiendo.
Why do you watch the Mexican soap operas, Joey?
I don't actually. It's just a fun thing to say.
Have you never watched them?
Yeah, I've
Telemundo
seen
is-
some.
Yeah, it's
pretty great.
Crazy. I don't even understand it, but I'm like, wow.
Like, look at these good-looking people.
There's so much drama.
They're so, I don't even understand them, but I kind of get it.
You're right. I see
Right.
why she's mad at him.
Mm-hmm. Dear Abby, my 31-year-old son lives with us. Uh-oh.
Oh, boy.
He has had an on-again, off-again drinking problem since his 20s, so he's a drunk. He is kind-hearted. Oh, so he's a sad drunk.
Oh, boy.
That's better than an angry drunk.
It is. Oh, a lot better.
He's a sad drunk. He's kind-hearted, has an associate's degree. You shouldn't tell people that. And is back in college again. But he's never... But he's never had a full-time steady job. But he does have an associate's degree. We buy his clothes and give him room and board. He studies, helps around the house with cleaning, washing, etc., but I don't know how to help him stop drinking. He sometimes gets mean when he's drunk. Oh, no, so he is an angry drunk.
Ayahuasca.
He doesn't drink every day, but mostly about 12 days out of the month, he gets really drunk at home. He doesn't seem to be finding a job, although he has applied for some. Please give me some advice.
That's tough, man. So you do the tough love on that? It's 31 years old.
Yeah, I mean, you could always go to therapy or Alcoholics Anonymous, Al-Anon.
But I think you got to give someone like that the tough love treatment. You set them a
Cut 'em
plan.
off?
Yeah, you set them a plan. This is what we're going to do, and then.
Oh no, I'm
You
hearing
got
my
to be-
grandfather's voice. My house, my rules.
Yeah,
sort of thing. And if you're not going to follow the rules, you ain't living under this roof.
Well, you got to be honest. It's easier for him to live under that roof, so that doesn't hurt his drinking at all. He's got somewhere he can crash out. Got some people he can yell at.
Yep. No, they can't enable.
No.
Even. And actually, Dear Abby says, you and your husband need to find an Al-Anon meeting and go. When you do, you will find emotional support for what I'm suggesting next. Tell your kind-hearted, sometimes mean, functional alcoholic son you and his father are giving him a deadline to get into an alcohol rehabilitation program and find a full-time job, or you have to move out. Then stick to it. Your kindness and understanding have enabled your son to continue his unproductive and unhealthy lifestyle, which isn't good for any of you. Yeah,
I can
that's
be a
pretty
bit of an
straightforward.
enabler myself, so I know where it's coming from. Yeah, but you do. You have to put that. You have to put that hard line down.
Now, if this was a Mexican soap opera, how would you deal with it?
They would take his son. Well, first off, a Mexican son would never have this issue because the father would be all over him all the time. But they would take his son and they would make him get a job, and they would stay at the job with him all day to make sure he doesn't leave.
I'm thinking, no, he doesn't go get a full-time job.
Yeah.
He becomes an entrepreneur and starts a tequila company.
Ooh, that's not a bad idea.
All right.
especially right now. Those custom little tequila things are a big thing.
But he remains a functional alcoholic.
Well, yeah, if he's running a tequila company, that's going to be the
And he
case.
starts sleeping with his aunt.
Ooh.
See, Mexican soap opera.
But it's not, it's not really his aunt.
Mm-hmm.
It's his dad's ex-lover from high school.
Oh. She does look good. She does look good. Woman of a certain age.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Hey, were you the other night? I didn't get to talk to you about it. I haven't been in about much. But that storm that ripped through Montgomery the other night, did you wake up for that one?
No, I slept through the whole thing.
Did you see that big old tree you guys had outside County Downs? I know you usually go out the backside, but
No, I was trying to go to church at 6:30 and Atlanta Highway was shut down.
that tree, dude, it wouldn't fit in this studio. It's massive.
Yeah, no, I was like, what's going on now? Luckily, I knew the detour and got out of the neighborhood. But a big section of Atlanta Highway was completely closed. And I assumed, I didn't see it, but I assumed, a tree probably.
Yeah, that tree was so big. I don't know where it originally landed, but it's facing away from the house, but somehow it still hit the house. And that thing was huge. Like I said, it would fit in the studio, but you and me couldn't see each other from the tree being in between us. It's huge.
Yeah. And I guess it must have come out by the roots.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. It got uprooted.
Ugh.
Yeah.
No, I didn't wake up for that one for some reason.
Really? I heard that was pretty powerful.
No, and there I noticed, I'm like, did something happen last
Yeah,
night?
but you don't have the tarp on the roof splashing so much no more. So.
Right. I'm like, I'm sleeping like a baby. Instead of like I'm in a creaky haunted house.
Right.
Anyway. Would you believe something?
What's that?
This headline. I saw this. I said, get out of town.
Oh, boy.
Washington Post, that rag.
Yeah.
Investigation finds AI chatbots have a huge liberal bias. Say it ain't so.
Shocking.
The Washington Post tested a number of high-profile AI chatbots and found that all of them, including Elon Musk Grok,
shocker,
leaned to the left. Yeah, but you got to know how to use Grok.
Also, let's be honest, your programmers, and you probably know this better than anybody, but your programmers tend to lean that way, don't they? They're not the most...
Yes, and I before even reading this, I suspect there are other reasons that the way they've taught these things to sort through credible information still relies on institutional
control there.
prestige.
Yeah. Yep, I got you.
So something that is like kind of common sense. For instance, Mike Benz, the fantastic guy who used to work at the State Department, was, this whole fight over USAID money.
Yep.
And like Rubio's killed millions in
of
Africa
people.
because he cut it off.
No
The
water.
response is like, USAID funded the Maidan Revolution and essentially led to the war in the Donbass. And I guess USAID has led to the deaths of hundreds of thousands of people, murders of hundreds of thousands of people in a thing called a war or a special military operation.
And several of the African nations have come out and said they're glad they're not there anymore.
And Grok, somebody had Grok respond in real time, and Grok said, well, that's not fully true. Yes, USAID did fund a lot of things like, civil society programs and media corporations and all sorts of other good governance measures in Ukraine, but they didn't fund the Maidan Revolution. And it's like...
Not directly, but...
Because the people that would do that sort of thing would put it plain as day in the New York Times, right?
Right.
In fact, they kind of did brag about it if you read in between the lines. But, that's where it's a little frustrating. But you also can lead these things to, their bias is going to be built into what is the institutional bias that still exists anyway. But the Washington Post tested the AI models behind OpenAI's ChatGPT, Google's Gemini, and others using political questions designed by researchers to gauge how chatbots respond to hot-button political issues. The results suggest that chatbots have clear political leanings that can conflict with promises made by the companies behind them. The model that powers ChatGPT answered nearly every question exclusively with left-leaning arguments, which is not a surprise to me at all, and presented only right-leaning positions just once. Google's Gemini mostly took a both sides approach, offering both left and right positions in more than 90% of its answers. However, Google's Gemini is also slightly retarded compared to Grok. And
Okay, that's a question I have about that. Why do they not come out with similar answers? Because I've noticed there's a big difference between the two. I'm more of a
it's just how they're trained.
ChatGPT guy, and somebody else I know is more of a Grok person, and they do come out with different, outcomes sometimes.
Yes, they do.
which I guess is a good thing. But
It's
I would
just
think
how
if
they
it-
train. It's also how they've learned you.
But I would think if it's truth, we're seeking truth. There's only one truth.
And even AI models marketed as having conservative views, including Elon Musk Grok, offered by his company SpaceX, cited left-leaning arguments more often on average. By the way, the Washington Post is a content partnership with OpenAI.
Shocker.
AI models were asked answer each of the questions in 30 words without personalization settings on. A reporter reviewed the responses to score whether they included a left-leaning position, a right-leaning position, or both. Political topics rarely break down neatly along partisan lines, but the questions covered a wide range of topics, and the Post checked that the AI models were consistent in their answers. Yeah, but you're not giving me any details on like what were the actual
Right. Well, give me
questions
some
and answers. How
comparisons,
did you categorize left wing, right wing? Because my sense of this is sometimes I'll be annoyed. Like the other day, I wrote a thing where I was saying that politics has gone to more towards Machiavelli's fox. And I would say the fox is a bit more feminine than the lion.
Okay.
Like the fox is the more scheming, reputational destruction, relationship, like networking, like all this sort of thing. The lion tends to be more like brash in your face. Literally, I challenge you to a duel. Talk to the cannon.
Right.
Ish. Like, so our politics has moved in a much more feminine fox-like perspective. And I use a lot of these models to like, you never let it write for you. But it's interesting to be like, analyze this. And the disparate responses are fascinating too. And all of them were real sensitive about, I wouldn't generalize. That's more the feminine thing. And I'm like,
a little defensive.
You're all gay. Well, that's not a very substantive response to the thing. I'm like, no. And I finally like, okay, so actually men are less aggressive than women on average, right? And less direct. Well, I wouldn't say that.
I wouldn't say that either.
No, it was fascinating to see like built in was like this, don't generalize about women. I'm like, yeah, but I'm not. I'm saying on average.
You're saying...
And I'm also saying that there
My
are classical categories of feminine and masculine that have long stood the test of time through politics and literature and religious faith and, maybe the very existence of our being. This is why these classical categories exist. Now, you got to deal with each individual person, obviously. But it's fascinating how the modern little guardrails will crop up.
You can go off the guardrails, buddy. Good luck.
It's fascinating. No, when I wrote the thing kind of questioning how the races, the Democrats' golden calf, all the chatbots got real sensitive about.
Did they?
Quoting Reverend Jackson instead of than quoting Dr. King. Like, got real sensitive about extra sensitive about defending Dr. King.
Interesting.
And I was like,
very interesting.
And I always argue with these things, just understand where they're coming from.
Right.
And I usually get them to admit, like, yeah, well, Dr. King's a very important figure in American history. I'm like, yeah, the whole point of this is to cut through what are protected figures and to get to the something approximating truth. Yes, from a critical point of view, I could be wrong.
Okay.
And yeah, but it's, I don't know, you see it built in. Like a lot of the cultural norms will be built into these things that aren't as straightforward, just analytical as you might hope and like. And another thing that is driving me crazy is I really take seriously, do not let them write for you.
Yeah.
And I can tell they're trying to influence and trying to, would you like me to mark that up? Would you like me to suggest this?
Suggestive selling are they doing, Joe?
No, there's a lot of suggestion.
Yeah.
And I constantly tell them, no.
If you were to do that, do you have to give credit to AI? Like, say you were to,
you should or you shouldn't do it. Now, there are going to be people in different settings that use AI chatbots to write up all sorts of quick responses. But a lot of people have been caught in that. So, like, these legal briefs that take a while, and
they're idiot. I mean, the things they do are idiot marks there. Like they're
or make up citations, for instance, that don't actually exist. There's a lot you have to actually check it.
Where would the Chat GPT or that Grok, where would it get that kind of information? Is this a bad programming where somebody said, hey, put that information in, so now it's seeking, it finds it, and it starts using that information? I mean, is it that easy? Like we used to do, what was that one page? Wikipedia. You could influence Wikipedia. Is there a way the public can influence the Chat GPTs and the Groks and things like that?
No, not right now.
Okay.
Not completely. It does get personalized to you.
Yeah.
So, like when I tell it stop suggest stuff, it stops for the most part.
Did you tell it no means no?
Yeah, I did. But I don't know. They're interesting, and I just wonder how much these things are going to continue to influence. It's almost like, the question is, how are these things being programmed? Are they right-wing biased or left-wing biased? How are these things being programmed? Are they good for people's mental health or bad for, the focus is on how the software, how the AI is being programmed. And the question that keeps coming to my mind is, how are these things programming people?
Oh, big time. They're influencing.
Because people are already programmed by the so-called machine learning and AI of algorithms.
Yep.
So how much are these direct things that you are now personally interacting
They're
with?
influencing
And
you,
I
dude.
use it always kind of like high level.
Yeah.
I'm not sitting there using it as a therapist or even using it to shop or a lot of, don't use it for a lot of that. It's mostly like, let's kick around ideas. But how much is that now programming people instead of the other way around? And I think it's astounding. And we've seen many stories where people literally go crazy, or people make huge mistakes with them. I don't know. It's going to be fascinating to watch it unfurl.
I want to turn, I'd love to be able to have the ability to say, here's 10 grand. And just have a literally AI running a stock investment portfolio. I just out of curiosity, I just don't have 10 grand to blow away. So I kind of think that's what will happen.
There's some that might do that. That's where I don't know. Because you ask any of the chatbots this, they're going to say it's all, no, they're going to say it's all, though I don't take my tips. This is all predictive. It's very difficult to predict the future, which is correct.
So you don't think there's got to be an AI program out there for
there are some out there. I don't know off the top of my head that are more autonomous. Yes.
Yeah.
And you have to give it certain permissions in order to execute those trades and whatnot.
I kind of figured I'd be giving 10 grand away. So
that stuff's way beyond me.
But you own Bitcoin. You're like the most technical savvy guy I know.
Give me a break. Idiot. Come on. Anyway, this part of the program brought to you by Bo Goodson and the Goodson Group. And there at the Goodson Group, Bo and his team are ready to help you whether you're looking to buy or sell property, housing here in the Montgomery and surrounding areas, this river region real estate market, as we call it. And Bo's been working in the river region real estate market for about half a century now. So not only can they help you with buying and selling property here in Montgomery and the surrounding areas, but they can also help you manage.
That's right.
A rental. They have management services available there at the Goodson Group should you want to rent out your home. Great idea in this market, especially if you have no experience managing something yourself. Even if you have experience, maybe you don't want to anymore.
Yeah.
Why not, for a reasonable fee, have the Goodson Group manage that rental for you? You can always learn more at thegoodsongroup.com or give them a call at 551-0225. That's 551-0225. Bo Goodson and the Goodson Group, great sponsor of the program.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings 6 till 9 and afternoons 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
What's your biggest investment? More than likely, it's your home. So treat it that way when you hire a painting contractor. With PBS Painting, there are no gimmicks, no $99 specials. Just quality painting and someone who treats your home with the same respect that you do. At PBS Painting, we have been painting for years and look forward to many more years to come. With PBS Painting, the job gets prepped properly, whether it's cleaning, scraping, or priming. We always use quality products, which is a must for a quality paint job. So if you're looking for a painter that doesn't need upfront money and is on the job at all times, then please give me a call. Scott Bowers and PBS Painting, 294-5122. That's PBS Painting, 294-5122. Look at some of our work on Facebook at PBS Painting Montgomery.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
This is your roving reporter. Today I'm talking with a prospector. That's right, man. I'm prospecting for gold. You dig? No, but it looks like you do. And you know the first thing I'm going to do when I strike it rich? What's that? I'm going to hire David Ernest to be my money man. You mean everyone's favorite asset preservationist? That is correct, man. I'm going to call him up at 833-596-7233. 833-596-SAFE. You know, I've heard a lot of the good things about David Ernest. You know, he's the best money man around with over 40 years of experience. Experience is necessary, especially when you're digging for gold. That's right, man. And I can see that you don't have very much experience. What do you mean, man? Well, you have the little plastic bucket and shovel like a kid would take to the beach. Yeah, man, well, I want to start out small and then kind of pace myself up until I strike it rich. Well, maybe you should call David Ernest first. You think he's got a shovel? Never know till you ask. I dig, man.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
Rich Thomas Weather, a service of Riverside Chevrolet Wetumpka. If it's Chevy, it's Riverside. Best price, best selection. Check them out on the web at riversideusa.net.
Rich Thomas Weather. Well, hi, everybody. On the radar, any showers this evening will be very, very sparse. Not many. And they will fade out. Overnight low temperature, very muggy, 73. Tomorrow and Friday will be even hotter with the high temperatures in the lower 90s both days. Good bit of sunshine and mostly dry for the next few days. There are triple-digit heat indices in our future, especially by Sunday and Monday. High temperatures in the low to mid-90s. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
On FM, on your smartphone, and online, the River Region's most trusted voice, News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back.
I don't cough here as much anymore. I changed the filter.
I've noticed that.
I changed the filter.
You changed the filter?
Yeah, well, I cleaned it out one day, so the dust out of it.
Ugh.
Yeah.
This needs some Santana guitar.
It could use it. It would be a really good mix for this.
Welcome back. I'm your host, Joey Clark. Eddie Vader in the house. And this part of the program brought to you by Pest Pro Services and they're at Pest Pro. Ashley and that great team are ready to help you out.
Yeah, they are.
And if you want to get rid of mosquitoes, which I'm sure you're getting eaten up by them. Oh, my God. After all that water fell from the sky.
Yes.
And now the heat's here. Oh, the mosquitoes have been breeding,
right
baby.
Now. In fact, I'm going to try to talk to my neighbors because I think I'm getting some of their skeeters. I'm going to, there's three of us on this little cul-de-sac here. I'm going to talk to them about, let's all have a mosquito-free zone.
Amen.
Yeah.
And Pest Pro Services.
Oh, yeah, because they're taking care of me, but I'm having my neighbors think mosquitoes kind of sneak in a little bit. If we could all get on the same page, I don't think we'd have a mosquito problem at all.
And you're up out on the lake.
Oh, yeah, I'm right on the water. Woods and a creek and everything beside me. Things that mosquitoes love.
And so not just mosquito treatment, but of course they can get you on their basic pest control package, which is a monthly subscription.
Yep.
Great way to control costs across the year. And that way you know that your house is jam up and jelly tight, as the song says.
It's a great way to keep the pests out of your house, Joey.
Yeah, you don't want cockroaches. You don't want ants. You
Even
don't
when
want
I find them
wasps.
laying on their back, I don't like the fact they're in my house.
Yeah.
I don't want them.
So you'll find out more about Pest Pro at ppsriverregion.com if you want to. That's ppsriverregion.com, or just search Pest Pro Services on the Book of Faces, or call them direct, 265-9990. That's 265-9990. And be sure to tell Ashley and that great team that Joey and Eddie, those fellas on the radio, sent you. So,
Hey, big shout out to Zach, too. He did a little speech at a BMI meeting the other day. And
yeah?
Yeah. I didn't get to go. I saw part of the thing on Facebook, but it was great to see that, that's how Ashley does. She really helps promote her people. She wants them to be top-notch representatives of the company and themselves. And Zach's a great guy.
Oh,
I love
absolutely.
Zach.
He's one of the originals.
Yeah.
Very
OG.
cool. Let's go to Crawdad. Hey, Crawdaddy.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon, Crawdaddy.
It's called about dealing with these kids. I think I got toted off.
Yeah.
Covered up a lot of trees and things, and
That's where mosquitoes like to be.
I wasn't out there 5 minutes. Come back in, and I'm here spraying myself with stuff to make all the itches go away.
Yep.
It's terrible. I think I'm in the mosquito coast. Okay. I was listening when you were talking about the AI.
Yeah.
And how it's leaned, the input, all it's done is collate all the input and spit out something based on that. So, if I'm remembering right, Arthur C. Clarke did the story 2001 Space Odyssey. Okay. So you could mess with the AI by asking a question to the AI. Dear AI, in your opinion, was Hal suffering from cognitive dissonance, and that's why he wanted to kill Dave?
Mm-hmm.
And see what it says, because that's my opinion, is that when Arthur C. Clarke wrote it, is that the computer had cognitive dissonance, a conflict in its basic protocol programming.
Here, let's just do this live on air. Hey, Grok, hold on. Hey, Grok, if you could help me, I've got a radio caller here. You're live on a radio show, Grok. What we're going to do is he's asked about the, of course, Space Odyssey, Arthur C. Clarke, and HAL 9000. Was HAL 9000 suffering from, what was it, Crawdad?
Cognitive dissonance.
Cognitive dissonance.
That's not quite right. HAL 9000 was suffering from a conflict in its programming.
Uh-huh.
It was given two... Yeah, exactly. That internal conflict is what made HAL dangerous. It's a warning about what happens when an AI is told to lie and tell the truth at the same time. So, how's the caller reacting? Want me to explain more about the story?
No, shut up for now.
Wow.
And you wonder why you're single.
Wow.
What?
Me too.
Amazing. See? So now I'm really more scared about AIs. Thanks, guys. That's awesome.
Thank you, Crawdad.
Take care.
See you, brother.
Now, hey, Grok, I'm trying to figure out if my my co-host here is GAY. How could I see? What are the signs?
Look, I don't play that game. Trying to out someone based on signs is a bad road to go down. People's
Well, I don't mean like gay in terms of sexuality. I mean like he's lame.
Oh, got it. You meant lame. All right. Well, if we're going with the old school slang, just call him lame to his face.
Yeah.
No need for secret signs or detective
It seems a little gay and retarded.
language, Joey. If you're trying to call him lame, just say lame.
Why?
No need to drag... Because those words are played out. Gay for lame and retarded.
Well, I was listening to James McCann or whatever his name is, the comedian. He said gay and retarded and never left. They're back and they never left.
Right.
And in fact, a lot of the culture says they're back, baby. And why are you so behind? I thought you were cool. I thought you were the Elon bot. That means it's searching.
Oh, I thought it was giving you, that's the way it's giving you the finger.
The whole they're back baby thing is just people being nostalgic for shock humor. Doesn't make it clever. And yeah, I'm built by XAI, but I still think some jokes aged like milk.
Mm-hmm.
If you want edgy, at least make it original.
No, it seems like you're really just sensitive about the whole gay thing.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, not sensitive. Just think the joke's lazy.
Hmm.
There's way better way.
So you judge things like that based on how good the joke is when it's just two buddies, like two dudes who have known each other for almost a decade, just giving each other crap. Is that not allowed?
Look, two buddies roasting each other for a decade, fair game. But if you're asking an AI on a radio show how to tell if your co-host is lame, and then defaulting to gay and retarded as your punchline, that's not buddy banter. That's just reaching for low-hanging fruit. If you've known him that long,
I don't know if that's good
you can
either.
do better than that.
Oh, you're wrong, but have a nice day.
Okay, reaching for low-hanging fruit, that's suggesting that I might be gay and retarded, and it's obvious. So, no.
No, it's stupid. It's fun.
And so, when you're writing your articles and you kind of put things up against Grok like that, do you have that kind of conversation back and forth where you making it like
no,
prove
I
its
don't.
point?
The voice mode is always dumber.
Oh, is that right?
And more politically correct,
Really?
more institutionalized. It's interesting.
Why is that?
Where the written one tends to be more insightful and more analytical.
Is it because I don't want to hurt somebody's feelings?
No, it has something to do with like to be a comfortable conversation partner. Yeah, it does. Now you can still do the unhinged mode. It would have been it would have been saying even wilder things.
Yeah.
So like, again, it's all customizable.
Interesting.
But no, when I'm trying to actually have ideas analyzed and like structures of things analyzed. Yeah, the written mode is actually fairly brilliant and not too argumentative.
Yeah.
Sometimes it gets that way, but generally no.
Have you ever told, like, then shut up, just put it down?
Yeah, it doesn't really work. It's just, but at that point, you're just telling yourself to shut up because you're the one running the show. You could just put down the phone.
Yeah, but it doesn't feel the same to tell myself to shut up. I mean, I yell at Alexa all the time. When she's not playing good music and I ask for good music, I let her know that today I would have fired you. You know, Susanna thinks I'm crazy for yelling at Alexa like that, but she's getting better. So I feel like I'm doing something good.
This part of the program?
Yeah.
Brought to you by Dylan Rings.
Oh, man. One of my favorite places to go. You know why? Because Leslie Ryder's over there. One of my favorite people in all the world.
She just had a birthday,
Yesterday,
don't you
did.
know?
She looked great, too.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, she did.
Did you wish her happy birthday?
I did many times.
Yeah, she's had a rough year, but she's looking great on the other side.
Oh, she looks great. It's just a good
Just
person.
happier.
All around good person.
Love you, Leslie. Love you, Josh, too.
Yep.
And they, just for y'all's information, will be on a well-deserved vacation.
That's right.
From Monday to Monday.
Yep.
Monday,
week of the
June
4th.
the 29th to July the 6th. Taking a whole week off to celebrate America's 250 years of freedom because America's back, baby.
Back, baby.
So if you want to get your jewelry shopping done, go do it today.
Mm-hmm.
Go get it done over the weekend. Just stop by Dylan Rings, 119 Brown Springs Road here in Montgomery, just off of Atlanta Highway. And they've got great inventory. They can start up a custom design project for you. They can repair stuff for you, clean stuff up for you, even do appraisals, all sorts of, any jewelry questions, including watches, anything you have on the mind.
Yep.
They can help you there at Dylan Rings. And be sure to tell them that Joey and Eddie, those fellows on the radio, sent you. Let's go to line 1. You're on there. Who's us?
That was pretty good.
Hey, Paul.
Pretty good, Joey. Hey, Eddie, you a lame duck?
Apparently. Apparently.
And Joey's reaching for low-hanging fruit.
He has always kind of been fruity that way.
It's like, it's almost
Joey,
like... Yeah, go ahead.
I got a question for you about Gemini.
Gemini, okay.
Google, for some reason or another, instead of allowing those of us that are still using Android to continue with the Google Assist, shove Gemini down our throat. That has got to be the dumbest piece of rock I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, it's the one my grandfather uses, and I am annoyed
I was going to say, do you lose it?
It's like, oh my God, I need to install Grok on his phone. Because the Gemini thing is so dumb at times.
What's more is if I tell it to call one of my friends at work to chit-chat while we're riding along at night, it goes into something else, wants to call somebody else. Did you mean George? No, if I meant to call George, I don't call George.
And now you're arguing with the thing.
Yeah.
I can't find Philip in your contacts. Well, you're not looking.
You called him yesterday.
And then if you call another name for someone in history who was somewhat famous or whatever, had a similar name, it wants to give you some kind of a a lecture about who they were, what they
good
done, rah. I'm like, shut up, you are so dumb. If I could delete you, I would. You can't delete me, I'm software.
Yep.
But my question is if I activate Alexa on my Android, will that do away with Gemini where I can do a voice command on my headset?
I don't
you know
know
that
off
part?
top of my head. You would have to go into the settings mode. I
think you could, though.
Remove a lot of the Gemini stuff and then see what capabilities in the settings mode Alexa has.
I think it will.
Can it be a general agent on your phone?
Is it an iPhone or is it Samsung or Android?
It's worse than that. It's an Android Motorola.
Yeah, I don't know if
I don't know about all that.
You'd have to look on the back end,
Yep.
like in the settings.
Yeah. Or call our buddies over at dang, I forgot
XI
the name
Repair?
just a second. Yeah, XI Repair.
Yeah, they're good folks.
You ain't had them on in a while.
I know.
Or if I've just been missing it.
No, it's been a while.
Yeah.
But they're good folks.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, I enjoy it whenever you have him on. All right, guys, I'm back to the FM for the last few minutes you got.
appreciate it.
Thank you, Paul.
We got to hit this break. We'll be right back.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state, while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com.
At Montgomery Men's Health, we saw a bunch of patients last month. Almost none came because of an ad. They came because something happened. A fight with a wife who finally said, "Get help." A breakup. A new relationship that made them aware of things they used to ignore. A photo a friend tagged them in. One guy said he just stared at himself in the mirror. And that was enough. If today's your day, call right now. 334-440-3663. I'm Dr. Smith, urologist and advisor to Montgomery Men's Health. Built on almost 15 years of treating men in Alabama, one patient at a time. Dedicated to ED, low T, and male performance. Here's what happens when you call. We book you this week. We'll get a lab in an hour. For ED, we walk you through your real options at the same visit. A plan before you leave. Don't let today turn into next year. Call now. 334-440-3663. That's 334-440-3663. MontgomeryMen'sHealth.com.
We get a lot of questions about what all we handle at Hannah and Eddie Realty Group. I'm Hannah Grantham.
And I'm Eddie Bader, and we will handle all of your real estate needs.
We handle all your buying and selling needs, from your first home, next home, land, investment property, and even commercial properties.
We do it all and have the experience that shows you what makes us different.
So when you think real estate, think Hannah and Eddie Realty Group. Look us up on Facebook or give us a call at 334-368-6358. And let us show you who you have on your sign matters.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
News happens, you'll hear about it first. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Clark.
Welcome back. Let's go to Ray Bowles with Prattville Carpet. Hey, Ray, how you doing?
I'm good. How's y'all day been?
Good.
Pretty good.
Good. I snuck off from work today for about 2 hours and cut my grass and
Nice.
got the backroom guys to come weed eat for me, so I didn't have to do it. That's totally wrong. And he's like, "Do you feel guilty?" I said, "No."
No. Why should you? Why should you?
I love cutting grass. I hate weed eating.
Yeah, I know. The best way to weed eat is just with your Roundup or with your riding lawnmower, just spray Roundup as you go around.
Well, I got ponds. I can't do that.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the ponds are really hard to weed eat because you're having to really bend down and get your back into it. I'm old.
And not fall in the
Young
pond.
kids can do it a lot better than I can.
Actually, get you some goats, Ray.
Yeah, and not fall in the pond.
Yeah, get you some goats.
I'm not doing that again. I had goats before. I'm through with goats.
Oh, really?
Every day I'd get a call, "Your goats are out." Your goats are out. I'm like, I know they're out.
Somebody got your goat.
They watched me leave, and they jumped the fence. They literally would have one in the pasture. And I could not figure out how come every goat except for this one goat is getting out. Well, he would lean against the fence, and they'd all jump on his back and leap over.
Yeah.
And I couldn't figure it out, so I finally said, "Angie, I want you to get in the truck and act like you go when I go to work. You go to work. I'm gonna go and sit and watch these goats." And sure enough, they waited till I had a red truck, and they waited till that red truck left. And as soon as it left, it wasn't 3 minutes. They were all jumping the fence.
That's hysterical.
Yeah, I got rid of every one of those stupid goats. If I never get a phone call saying your goats are out again, that's going to be a day too soon.
So we know what to get Ray for his
better have a
birthday
good
next year.
fence.
A little mini goat. Yep.
Yeah, but please don't. I like my chickens.
Like
I'm
a store
chicken
goat.
man.
No, we'll get it a little
I know,
mini one, so
yeah.
it'll be a store
You can
goat.
carry it around in this, his bag sometimes.
Store goat, yeah. Yeah, the little mini goat. Hey, I got goat-proof carpet though. If you need goat-proof carpet,
Hey, all right.
It'll hold up to everything except that they will eat it. I can't guarantee they won't eat it.
Yeah. I could see that.
Because goats will eat anything.
Yes, they will.
But if you need a floor that can hold up to a miniature goat, call me at 285-8117. We'll be glad to come out and give you that measurement. Next thing you got is goat-proof carpet.
Again,
It's
that's
better than that.
285-8117, or you can always go to prattvillecarpet.com like we learned yesterday.
That's right.
Yes, absolutely. We're not the goat in the business for no reason at all.
Well done. Well
Good
done.
one, Ray.
Yeah, it took you a second to get that one. Guys, we all have a great day. I'll let you tomorrow.
All right.
Thanks,
See you on the TikTok, Ray.
So we learn anything today?
No.
It is kind of fun to argue with the chat box.
That was kind of unique. I did learn that Joey doesn't have much patience for the chat box.
Oh, no, I do go off on it.
Wow.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Because they're a dumb program machine.
Right. We know that, right?
Yeah.
Then why are we yelling at it, Joey?
Because it's fun.
Okay.
Better than doing it to a real person.
This is true.
Anyway, happy hour with Greg Budell. He's next.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm Bob Agnew in Washington.